Fellow Falcoholics, what is up? Good evening. Welcome to the Falcoholic Draft Party 2017. I'm your host, Kevin Knight. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm joined by my co-host, Eric Robinson. Say what's up, Eric.
What's going on, everybody?
Fellow Falcoholics, what is up? Good evening.
So, we will have some interesting people coming on later in the show. But for tonight, we're just going to start off with Eric and I. So, Eric, we got the Browns now officially on the clock. The draft is underway. So, what do you think? You think it's going to be Myles Garrett, or are they going to do something very, very dumb today?
Better be Myles Garrett. I mean, they have no choice, right? I mean, this is a cornerstone defender that they can have. This is a guy that can be their Von Miller, their J.J. Watt. They need that type of guy. They need that type of face on their defense. So it better be Myles Garrett. But I do feel that they have the ammo to trade back up into the top 10 and go after a franchise quarterback. Because I know they want to grab one. I know they want to walk away with one. Trubisky has been the name that's been floating around them the most. But at number one overall, the card should have already been turned in. It should have already been stated, hey, we're taking Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
so it better be Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, don't mess this up, Browns. Like, really? Come on.
Right.
Let's just take Myles Garrett. Let's get going. We'll go ahead and move on to the second pick here. I agree.
They can't mess this up, right?
It's going to be Myles Garrett, pretty much.
This is the Browns we're talking about. They can't mess this up, right?
You say that, but
right. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we can all pretty much get on board with Myles Garrett at number 1 to Cleveland. So, with that underway, while we await their deliberations on that pick, let's get into the Falcons a little bit here. That's what the people, most of the people here at least, are probably interested in. So, what do you think? What do you think the Falcons' biggest needs are tonight going into the draft?
I mean, well, their biggest needs to me is in the trenches, finding an edge rusher that can team with Vic Beasley and create some heat. To get after the quarterback and finding that next starter at right guard. And I stress starter. I feel that this draft is a success if the Falcons find a starter at both positions, not just a guy that they can develop a couple years and maybe, be a key piece to the puzzle. I'm talking about a guy that they can bring into the system and he can start week 1. Against the Bears when they kick off this season. So I think it's important that they walk away with both positions filled.
Yeah.
Now, whether they're going to do it tonight at 31, who knows? That's up in the air.
Yep. I mean, it could be Jabril Peppers for all we know. Don't get me started on that, folks. There will be a Jabril Peppers rant. At some point, I'm going to work it in. But yeah, I agree. I think Quinn has basically come in and said, hey, I'm here. I'm bolstering the trenches. That's what we're doing. And I think he's very committed to doing that. We've seen it last year and the year before. So, yeah, I think, in the first round, I think the odds-on favorite is guard or edge rusher. And depending on what camp you're in, you might think, well, they're going to lean towards guard. And other camps, people might say, oh, well, we're gonna lean towards edge rusher. And I think there's some good value at both positions where we'll be picking tonight. But
I think as of right now, I think going into this thing, I think Forrest Lamp is the number 1 prospect on the board right now for him. But I also feel that they have a mindset that he probably won't be there at 31.
Right.
I think if that is the case, that Lamp is out of the picture, I think they hone in on finding an edge rusher or trading out of the first altogether and picking up some extra picks. Because let's keep in mind they're walking into this thing with only 6 overall selections.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, so I agree with you. I think, we saw it last year with Dimitrov where he wanted, we traded back, a couple spots in the second or third round and picked up that 6th round pick that we were missing. And I think we could easily see that tonight. I think we could see a whole lot of interesting stuff. I mean, we've seen the Falcons get tied to as high as trading up all the way to number 10. I don't have any idea who they could be interested in at that pick, but,
I think the Falcons will have to part with pretty much maybe 3 or 4 draft picks at the least to go up that high. I mean, that's 21 spots we're talking about. And you're trading into the prime territory of the top 10. So Yeah, that's going to be costly even if they were to do it. But we've heard the past couple of days the rumors of them trading up to possibly with Seattle at 26 to target Charles Harris. Me personally, I feel it is not. It's not a move that needs to be made based on the fact that I don't feel that if let's say they stay at 31 and they miss out on Charles Harris, a guy like Jordan Willis is just as good in my opinion. The gap in between from Harris to a guy like Willis or maybe Derek Rivers is not that large. So I don't feel trading up 5 spots for a guy like Harris will really be necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's exactly how I feel. I think there's a lot of edge guys that are kind of clustered at the end of the first round. I feel like if you're gonna stay, you should just stay pat at 31 if you're gonna be taking an edge. So we got some guests that are ready to come on. You ready for this, guys? All right. So first of all, we have the wonderful Charles McDonald that's going to be joining us. You know him as @4verts. Let's see if we can get him in here. Oh no. Don't have a video feed for Charles yet. We'll get him in here though, guys.
We'll get it.
Is Cleveland picking right now?
Yes, Cleveland is officially on the clock. Has hit
the boos are coming in. All right, we lost Charles, guys. We'll get Charles in here. I've also heard that the mighty Dave Choate is also ready to be brought in.
The boss.
The boss man. Yeah, I feel like there should be more hype for this pick, but since we already basically all know that it's going to be Myles Garrett.
Better be Myles.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get Dave in here. Oh man, what is that? What is that photo, Dave? Okay, here we go.
He doesn't look super happy.
We've got the man, the myth, the legend.
It's the head honcho.
Oh man.
What's going on, guys?
Dave Choate live, everyone. We've made it. All right, Dave, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How are you?
Let's turn it over. I've mentioned the pizza draft to our own Ryan Nanny.
Excuse me for the background noise.
Oh,
Here
no,
I
you're
am.
fine. Yep. So we were just discussing how much.
Ready?
Yeah, we're ready. We're on. So we were discussing just how easy it was of a prediction to say that Cleveland's going to be taking Myles Garrett here. So do you agree with us on that one?
Hey guys.
Oh, and it's Chuck.
Hey,
Chuck's
Charles.
here too.
There he is.
You know him as @4verts. And you follow his hot takes on Twitter. And you hopefully listen to the Setting the Edge podcast. It's a wonderful production. They had on NFL Santa Claus, one of the most learned scouts in the whole game. So it's NFL Christmas today, so it's only proper that you guys had NFL Santa Claus on.
I'm wearing my Santa shirt too, and drinking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's a holiday.
Oh, by the way, cheers everyone! It's draft night.
Cheers.
Years. No more drafts questions for a year after tonight.
Yeah, you know they're gonna start tomorrow. They're starting tomorrow, man.
2018 starts Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
The grind never stops. Never stops.
No, never. And if it's not draft questions, it'll be camp questions, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
So has Cleveland actually made the pick yet, or am I really behind?
No, they haven't made it.
Cleveland is still on.
Okay.
I hate like you the first pick in the draft. You've known for 7 months what you're gonna do. Just take 2 seconds, turn the card in.
You know,
I mean, they may actually pull a seat on us and go with Trubisky. We'll see, but it better be Garrett. Man.
No.
But what I'm saying is like it's not waited to this point to make the pick. Just announce it already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they have to build the suspense, you know, because it's been so many months since football, so they have to kind of drum up the suspense. I bet Goodell was like, no, you guys got to wait like at least 3 minutes before you turn in the card. So that's probably what we're getting right now. And we're getting some analysis from, I don't recognize who this guy is, but you came to us for that analysis. So Eric and I were just talking about the Falcons' biggest needs and some trade-up scenarios. What do you guys think the Falcons' biggest need is tonight?
Guard, but the only one that I would take in the first round that's like a realistic target for them is Forrest Lamp, and I don't. I mean, the draft goes crazy all the time, but I don't expect him to be at 31, and I don't really know if they need to trade up for him. But if they left the draft for Forrest Lamp, I don't really care what they do on the day 2 and day 3.
Yeah, I love Forrest Lamp. What do you think, Dave?
I think it's got to be pass rusher. I think it's it's guard in the sense that they don't really have a right guard unless Wes Schweitzer is way better than we think he is. But to me, you need that other pass rusher, and this is such a great class to get one. And I don't think you need to be trading up to 20, 10, whatever to get it. I think you just wait and see what gets there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole like trading up to 10 thing, I think that was just someone misread a tweet. And I think that's how we got that particular scenario. Almost as bad as the D-Led asking Quinn about Peppers, and then that turning into, the Falcons want Peppers. They're interested. So these are the ways that these rumors get started, folks. That's an inside scoop right there. But yeah, we got some interesting picks ahead. I'm sure Peppers. Hopefully he won't even make it to our picks, so we don't even need to worry about that. But let's see. So, we know the Falcons' biggest needs. Okay, so we got guard, edge rusher, maybe free safety in there somewhere, tight end, linebacker depth, all that stuff. And they got the 6 picks, so they should be able to shore up a couple areas with that. But other than that, how do you guys feel about the Falcons roster going into the draft? You know, they got Dontari Poe from the Chiefs, who I think is going to be a phenomenal pickup. And then they got they picked up Matthews' 5th-year option, so he's going to be around at least another year. And they signed Trufant to that massive extension. How do you guys feel about the roster coming into the draft tonight?
I mean, you got to feel pretty good about it, right? They just got
pretty good.
Absolutely.
I was happy that they got some depth at defensive line and made. I think adding Poe and Crawford, and then the way that Hagman and Grady Jarrett played down the stretch made defensive line not as big of a need going into the draft, which is always a good thing. And I think it gave them a little bit more flexibility if they wanted to pick a safety or a tight end at 31. And I don't really, unless Forrest Lamp is there, I don't really think you have to be constricted to one position, because you have Vic coming off of his campaign last year. You're getting Derek Shelby and Claiborne back, and you added Poe and Crawford to Jared Hagman and Upshaw. So
yeah,
I'm feeling pretty free about what the Falcons do at 31.
Coming into the offseason, you knew that one big plan of theirs was to just pretty much shore up what they already have on the roster. And we saw what happened during the season. They offered his contract extension. They extended Schrader. Trufant got paid this offseason. They're still under negotiations now with Freeman. So I feel good about that from that standpoint. They're pretty much locking in the core of the team, the youth of the team right now. And this team is going to be talented for several seasons now.
Yeah. I think we all feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. I think the biggest thing I want them to not do is fall in the trap of thinking they're one piece away, even though I think you can make the argument that they're one piece away. Just
one
keep
play
building,
away, really, right?
Don't do what Carolina did. Don't do what Carolina did.
Let your franchise player walk after you use the tag, just because you're like, wait, never mind, I don't want to pay you actually. Yeah. Right. So Falcons didn't do anything like that. Oh, the pick is in. I'm hearing that the pick is in. Cleveland took almost 8 minutes to figure out that they really actually do want Myles Garrett.
They didn't take 10.
Yeah, Goodell's walking up to the stage right now.
All right. I think my stream's a little slower than you guys, so as soon as it's live, we can do it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's trying to watch along live, but
they got Garrett, so
it's Clowney.
they go back 2 years and select Jadeveon Clowney. Man, if only, right? We can't hit them all, guys. We can't hit them all.
I mean, that's the thing with the Browns, man. There was still some type of, slight chance that they will destroy this opportunity and go after somebody that, like a Trubisky and miss out on a cornerstone guy. They get a guy like Garrett who can turn out to be their Von Miller, their TJ Watt, their cornerstone defensive player, their franchise defensive guy. So they needed that. They haven't had that in a while. So
all right, here we go. Did they already pick, or am I how slow am I?
Yeah, they already picked.
Okay, so it is
Yeah,
Myles
it's
Garrett,
not-
right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How far behind is your stream?
I think
like
it just
2
came
minutes.
up. Yeah. So it's probably
A
really
year
slow.
or two.
But my
It's like
internet
2
is
minutes.
taken up by like broadcasting this, so give me some slack here, guys. But yeah, they did take Myles Garrett in case you're as far behind as I am. So, good job, Browns. You didn't mess it up yet. So, that being said, I'm assuming we're all on board with the Myles Garrett pick. We think that's the right move for Cleveland.
Yes.
Sure, they're still gonna suck though. I mean, they don't. You just saw what happened to the Broncos last year. They had, Ware and all them boys in the secondary and Von Miller, but it doesn't matter because they couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can quarterback here. But like Myles Garrett isn't. Myles Garrett maybe at his peak gets you like 2 more wins. So
Right.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't think they're done in the top 10. I think we can. I think we may very well see them get back into the top 10, trade back into it to go after Trubisky.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
See, everyone says they're super high on Trubisky. Am I the only one that thinks this is just a super smokescreen, and they actually want Deshaun Watson or Mahomes or something, and they're just trying to get someone
I
to
don't
trade
know,
up for Trubisky?
I remember back when the Senior Bowl was going on, they were trying to get Watson. The Browns were trying to get Watson to go to the Senior Bowl because he had been a fan of Watson for going on 2 years now. So maybe that January report is more accurate than the one that's coming out this week, but I guess we'll find out in a few minutes.
Yep. Indeed. I think Watson should be the first quarterback taken, but my quarterback rankings are weird. I got Watson and then Kaiser, which is going to make some people mad, and then Mahomes, and then Trubisky 4th. So
That's what I have.
Yeah. Oh, is that how you have it too? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get. I mean, Trubisky, he looked good, but I don't trust 12 games. I mean, the last time we trusted someone off 12 games was Mark Sanchez, right? I mean, see how well that worked out for us.
He was
Or
great.
it was Cam Newton, and he was the best player in college football.
The Bears traded up 1 spot.
Wait, really?
Did they? I'm so far behind that I have no idea. So you can't pull my leg like this. You got me good.
Yeah, they did. They traded up 1 spot, so now they're second overall.
All
They're gonna
right.
try to get Thomas, I guarantee it. Or I could be wrong.
All right. Well, there we go. We got our first trade of the night. Apparently, it's up 1 spot, so very exciting. And we also have another guest trying to join our stream here. It is. Wait for it. I'm gonna actually wait till he joins this time before I introduce him.
Did I see that the Bears, or have they not updated that yet? Did the Bears trade away the 3rd pick, or do they still have it?
No, they traded up to the 2nd pick.
They traded up. They traded up 1 spot.
So
Okay.
This will be funny because I think the 49ers want a quarterback, but they didn't want to take him at 2. So maybe they're okay at 3. Maybe they got like a 3rd round out of this, so they're like, okay, now we can do it. Okay, well, we have Kyle McClendon joining us at some point, hopefully. So get hyped for him joining the party here. No,
Do we have
never
some
mind.
music
He
for
hung
Kyle?
up on us. He doesn't want to talk to us. He saw the train wreck that this is already becoming, and he's like, nah, I can't be a part of this. All right. Yes, let's see what the chat's saying about all this. So the chat says, someone says they think they're trading up for Jamal Adams. What do you guys think about that?
What are you?
At 3? They would have got him at 3.
No. You know San Francisco's all over Jamal Adams, man. They were obsessed.
That's so stupid. I mean, look, we saw what. Okay, so if you want to take they're going to run the same scheme as Atlanta does now, right?
Yeah.
If you want to take a rookie strong safety, Keanu Neal has to be like the glowing example of what you want from that year 1.
And
Now, are you taking as good as Keanu was? Are you taking that top 3, top 2?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I was upset when they drafted him at 17. You know,
and Adams is not even that type of player as Keanu. I mean, he's more of a fit.
Wow.
At 3, in my opinion. But I mean,
Wow.
They gave up a 3rd,
2/3 and a 4th.
are you serious?
And
To
a
go up
third
1
next-
spot?
for 1 spot.
That's ridiculous. This
I
better
feel
be
like-
for a quarterback.
I feel like this is
Bears
the
are
dumbest
bearing.
thing I've ever seen. Yeah, because
But, like,
now I
I-
need to know who
back
the
my-
pick is. So
I was about to say, back on my old point, I think the Falcons defense from last year, the Falcons draft and defense from last year is the perfect example of positional value where you hit on strong safety and middle linebackers and they have stellar years, but for the most part, your defense still sucks. And I think that's why you can't spend a top 2 pick on a safety just because the impact is not high enough, even if it's a really good player. And we saw that with Eric Berry, too, when he was a rookie. He played well. They still won like 3-13 his rookie year.
Right, yeah, and part of the whole game of the draft is getting that value for a player. So if you draft, a top 10 pass rusher with the number 2 pick and you're paying him all that money, that's actually a discount on what his market price would be. But if you draft a safety at number 2, you're paying him like top safety money. So if he's not a top safety, you're losing money basically in that equation. So I think a lot of people forget about that side of the draft where you're supposed to be getting a discount on these players. Like that's part of the game. But
right.
if you take certain players too high, then all of a sudden you're like, if you take Reuben Foster here at number 2, now you're paying him more than any other inside linebacker in the league is making. So if he's not the best inside linebacker in the league, then you just hosed yourself. So, it's...
Or if you took a kicker second-round pick, for instance.
Oh my gosh, I had a friend of mine that did a charity golf tournament, and he played with Aguayo, and he was texting all of his pictures of him with Aguayo, and I just wanted to be like, shots? Bust!
So I wonder how hard did John Lynch laugh when he figured out how much the Bears were offering to go at one spot. 2/3 and a 4th.
Do we know what the pick is yet?
That's robbery. He's coming to the podium now.
Here we go.
All right. Here we go. Find out what all the hype is about.
Goodell's hated everywhere. I've noticed that.
Yeah, he always gets booed, man. I remember I was watching this with my girlfriend last week. She was like, what? Trubisky, really?
The Bears took Trubisky.
Dude, it worked. I'm telling you, it worked. That's exactly what people wanted. It worked. This is genius. Everyone was hyping up Trubisky to make someone trade up apparently one spot. Man, this is...
Wow.
Okay, so...
Mike Glennon and Mitch Trubisky.
So here's my thing.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
so here's my thing. So they give up 3 picks to take Trubisky, and they also give Mike Glennon a nice 3-year contract
like
this
$15
offseason.
million a year,
They
right?
can get out of it after this season, yeah.
Yeah, they can.
He can
They
get out
of it, but...
Yeah, they can get out of it this season.
Wow.
And I mean, when you look at the contract, $15 million, that sounds like a lot, but that's honestly like bottom tier starting quarterback money now.
Yeah, it is.
How much is he making base salary this year?
$15 million.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah, but that's no small chunk of change still. But like you're saying, it's not like top tier quarterback money or anything like that. But it is still a lot of money.
It's like right above like rookie deal money. So
yeah,
that money's not stopping you from taking a guy like Trubisky, I guess.
Wow. So I don't.
Was it still even worth it to give up 3 picks like that though?
They must have really thought San Francisco. Like I don't get it, because if San Francisco was willing to trade the pick, doesn't that mean that they weren't going to take Trubisky? Like,
yeah,
isn't that what that means? So why trade? Maybe they thought San Francisco was going to trade it to someone else that wanted to take Trubisky.
Bears fans don't love it.
They're like, what? I don't know what to do with my hands.
How are you going to give that up for future Mike Glennon? I don't understand.
Jared, no. I was going to say Jared Goff 2.0, but that's Patrick Mahomes, right? No, I'm just kidding. I think Patrick Mahomes is way better than Jared Goff. But, wow. Okay, so how do you guys feel?
Wait, so this means that the Falcons can get a rookie quarterback in week 1.
Yeah, that's right. Well, either that or he's not going to start. In which case, you spend a second-round pick on a guy that's not starting. So it's a win-win for us, really, because we either play Mike Glennon or we play Mitch Trubisky. Both good?
Yeah. That's
Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all.
Oh god, I love this. The draft party in Chicago. They're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you do this to me?"
You guys think the Browns just played the Bears by saying all week they wanted Trubisky?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
I think that's exactly what this is.
That's exactly what happened.
They get into some trade rumors in their ear, and they jumped the gun.
Yep.
And they made a move.
They got nervous.
So maybe that from the Senior Bowl about Hugh loving Watson for 2 years. Maybe that is true.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
I'm in awe I'm in awe that the Bears are that dumb.
Dumb.
I really thought they'd be in better shape right now than they are. That's not great.
But John Lynch, what a monster! He's everyone was like, oh, John Lynch, he can't be a GM. He's just a media man. He's given all of us hope, right? He pulled off this trade. This is amazing. Good job, John Lynch.
Again, I think the Bears might be so dumb that we can't even give him any credit. I don't know.
He had nothing to do with this.
It's a real mixed bag here.
I bet the Niners just called him up and they were like, hey, we're gonna trade this pick to someone else, so you better trade up here if you want Trubisky, And they were like, oh God, you guys, I think we better trade up. So, all right. So who is it? So San Francisco's actually on the clock now. And
Yeah.
Where do you guys think they're gonna go? And we have Kyle now. Is Kyle's here?
Hey, what's up, Kyle?
What up?
Hey, fellas. I don't know if I'm actually visible, but
are.
I can see you guys.
Yep.
So that's a
Yeah,
plus.
Street looks like the Brady Bunch right now.
It does.
Yeah, I apologize that you guys
Trubisky,
can't actually
number 2.
see me because my video feed is currently occupied by the stream, but I'm wearing a Julio jersey, so in case anyone was wondering if I'm actually a Falcons fan or if I was just putting on an elaborate show for you, I am actually a Falcons fan, so we got it, you guys. So
Jersey
Kyle,
doesn't prove that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess you're right. I could have lost a bet or something. I might be a closet Saints fan for all you guys know. No.
Gross.
No, I won't even joke. I won't even joke about that. How are you doing tonight, Kyle?
I'm good. We already got some excitement. That's it's dumb excitement, but it's still excitement. So that's a plus.
Are you in some sort of doctoral student lab? Because that's what that looks like.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I'm actually in a classroom. I'm at work right now. I'm watching
Cool.
Watching. I help run a sports league, so I'm watching these kids practice basketball. Make sure they
Nice.
don't burn the building.
They're like, okay,
So-
yeah, do some laps, go around out there, Yeah, good job, whatever you're doing there, that's good. Yeah.
Basically.
Very nice. Okay.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm about to hop on something else real quick.
Okay, cool. We'll see you. And that was Charles, everyone. Charles, the man, the myth, the legend. He comes as quickly as he goes. So, all right. So now we have San Francisco on the clock. What do you guys think? Are they going to take a quarterback too?
I think they take Solomon Thomas here.
Yeah.
That's just my hunch.
Christian McCaffrey?
No.
Nah.
Because that was the buzz all day today. Was that, oh no, San Francisco, they're actually going to take Christian McCaffrey. But honestly,
Chris Landry said Fournette is in the mix for them, which would be surprising, but not a huge shock either, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
The pick is in for him. I don't think they have a great need at running back. So
Yeah.
I couldn't see.
Because Carlos Hyde, he's fine. Like, you don't necessarily... just the injury concerns with Hyde is the only thing.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they wanted Deshaun Watson this whole time, but, that's who I say they go. I say they go with Deshaun Watson and actually draft a quarterback and surprise everyone. Because what we just saw, that was surprising. So, there's more surprises in store tonight. You're shaking your head, Eric. You don't like you some Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, because, there's nothing against Watson. It's just the Bears just...
But if you can get Deshaun Watson plus all those picks, that makes it a lot more reasonable to take him there, right? Because you're like, well, I got all these picks too, so why not?
I wouldn't disagree a whole lot, honestly, with taking Watson here. If he is their guy, like you just said, they just got they still coming into this draft, they were still strapped with 11, 12 picks maybe.
Yeah.
10 or 11 maybe, something like that. And now they got 2 extra for this year and 1 next year. Why not? If he's your guy, take him.
It's a pretty good start for John Lynch right off the bat, first draft. He totally fleeces the Bears.
Nailed it.
Yes.
All right. We got more people ready to join in the call here.
You guys know the 3rd overall pick is a good spot for quarterbacks. There was one quarterback taken out of Boston College back in 2008 that 3rd overall. That fared quite well.
All right. Says the pick is
talking
in.
About
so I assume that they've already made their selection?
Yeah, that guy's a bust. Not him. There's no way.
All right.
What's up?
IDW.
Did they pick yet?
How's it going?
Oh, hey.
Who is that beautiful
It's David.
man?
Which one? There's a lot of beautiful men
So
here.
the Niners take Solomon Thomas.
Yeah?
Hey,
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a
You were
that's
right.
a nasty. My goodness.
That's a good pick. I like
That's
that
a good
pick.
That's a good pick.
Think so?
Thomas with Buckner and Eric Armstead
Yeah, that's scary. That's
bringing in, and not to mention they got Earl Mitchell in at nose tackle this offseason too. So
Yeah, that
Yeah.
defense could be pretty good up front at least.
Yeah, it could be. But
They're years away, but
yeah, I mean their defense
8
was
years
so
away.
bad. At least 8 years.
Could
And
be,
that's a
yeah.
problem because Shanahan's contract was only for 6, so might be some issues there. Hold on, we
you
lost
already
Alan.
so we're already looking at the next tenure, right? Like whoever's
Yep.
going to replace.
Oh yeah.
So that means Kyle coming back to Atlanta, please.
Yep.
give it
Some
3 to 4
Kyle.
years.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're getting off the rails here. So we got Solomon Thomas. So yeah, he could be a good fit there.
that's a long walk.
That's a really long walk. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's outside. You know that? This is the first draft. It's outside.
It goes along with the whole Rocky theme in Philly.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Of course.
You know how it has to be cheesy. Remember last year in Chicago, they had to walk like across the street or something like that
Jeez.
just to get to the stage. Like it took Goodell like 20 minutes to get to the stage with the card.
But you got to give Philly a little bit of credit for not pelting Goodell with like.
It's early.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's true.
Let
Still a few
Philly
days
screw their pick and see what happens then.
Oh my god.
They'll burn it down.
Or riot. Oh my word.
Lord. All right,
They have their batteries.
I'm trying to get Allen in here. It's struggling, but you guys. So what do you think? So we got somebody officially on the clock. I'm pretty sure it's Jacksonville. It is Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, it's Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's on the
Deshaun Watson.
Hey, their pick is in.
No.
They know who they want.
See, like I'm like the last Blake Bortles supporter left on the planet because I'm a UCF fan. So I'm obligated to be a Blake Bortles fan at this point. But I don't know. I think they should give him one more year.
You're
Because he
going
said,
to support Blake Bortles.
well, he's got one rookie year, then he's got one pretty good year, and then one bad year. So to me, give him one more chance, give him one more year to get it right, before you take another quarterback within the top 5 picks. But what do I know? Tom Coughlin's in there now, so I'm sure he's taken over everything. All right. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, Coughlin has taken over everything, like literally everything. I'm pretty sure he conducts the practices, the weight room sessions. He does everything. Like it's just
He cooks the meals.
Isn't he like 86 now though?
he's
Yes.
He's old.
He's up there.
I mean,
Is Pete Carroll older than him?
I think so. I think Pete Carroll actually is older than him.
Yeah.
I think Pete Carroll's the oldest.
I think
yeah.
he is.
Pete Carroll's
Oh,
the
he
oldest coach
is?
in the league. I'm pretty
I
sure.
think so.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
crazy. All right, we're having
Good
some
on
trouble
Pete.
getting Allen in here. We'll
What?
try to
Doesn't
get him in,
look it.
guys.
It's that connection from New York.
Oh man, we're getting all these notifications that the Falcoholic is going live on Facebook, and I'm sure people are incredibly confused right about now if they're actually on our Facebook. But
They should come
sometimes
to YouTube.
you can open both streams. You can be in both at the same time, guys. So I'm sure the SB Nation draft party is perfectly entertaining as well. So
No, you're right. Tom Coughlin is older.
Tom Coughlin is older,
Darn.
really?
by how
Yeah.
much?
Tom Coughlin is 70 and Pete Carroll is 65.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy crap, these guys should be retired.
Yeah.
No kidding. Pete Carroll's
They
older.
don't
Yeah.
have a family podcast. Watch the language.
PG. This is a PG. PG. Yeah, just kidding. While we drink beers on air. Yeah, PG podcast here, guys.
You guys are a bunch
This
of
is-
lightweights.
Can of soda.
It's early. It's early, man. It's
I'm
early.
drinking sweet tea from Chick-fil-A, so yeah.
There you go.
I've
We get a
never had
sponsorship?
Chick-fil-A.
Is that possible?
Wait, sounds good right now. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Never had it.
What?
Have the Jaguars picked
No.
yet?
It says the pick is in, but I guess they're postponing because
I'm
NFL
really far
Network.
behind. So, all right. So who do we got? We got someone said Deshaun Watson. Anybody else? I heard some Leonard Fournette hype, maybe. OJ
Fournette.
Howard. Yeah, you think Fournette? Yeah. I heard
I say
Cam
Fournette.
Robinson too. They reach on a tackle here if they can't
Damn,
trade out.
opposite.
That would be horrible.
Wow.
God.
I think they're going to go with running back.
Yeah. It could be. Definitely could be.
They've already
So-
spent a lot on their defense. I don't see how it's a defensive player at all.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Fournette here because I don't want them to take Watson. Oh, man, we got Chuck. Chuck's coming back.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Welcome back.
We don't have your
Fournette.
video feed yet, but
Yes,
we do
back.
have your voice.
You're just
Fournette. There it is.
Is it
Yeah.
Fournette? All right. We were
Leonard
right, guys.
Fournette.
nice.
Jesus Christ.
You don't like it? You don't like it, Charles?
The guys in Big Cat County are going to be so
What's wrong,
pissed.
Charles?
That's such a bad pick.
It's such a
It's
bad
the Jags.
It's
I
a
know.
splash pick.
I mean, their O-line sucks. And
Yeah, that's what I was. See,
Like,
I just
okay,
said Cam
so-
Robinson, and they made fun of me.
No, but my question is, like, if you keep bringing in guys to take the ball out of your quarterback's hand, why not just get him a quarterback?
Just at a certain point, right? Yeah, that's crazy. All right,
Bortles has those intangibles.
all right. The Titans are
He
on,
does.
right? So
Like bad mechanics.
yeah,
They're so intangible that they don't show up on the field.
they're,
Anywhere.
they're literally intangible. Like you cannot intange them.
Nowhere to be
That's a word.
See them,
Yeah.
touch them.
It's not a word. But all right, so they got Leonard Fournette.
Wait,
How do we feel? Okay, hey Alan, we got Alan now. We don't have your video, but we do have your voice.
Yo.
And we lost Charles. Okay, we got people coming in and out like crazy.
All right.
This is such a collage of pictures we got here. We have like some closing and opening all over the place. This is a real mess. I'm surprised the stream has not collapsed at this point, but I think it's not doing too bad. So, all right,
No,
guys.
it looks good.
Oh,
So we got
we think
Boom.
yeah. I think Tennessee
Wait.
wants to trade out. Oh, we
There
got
we go.
Alan. What's up? What's up, man?
Hey,
Hey,
Alan.
Alan.
Kyle Shanahan stealing the show. I like it.
Yeah, I'm into it. That
Hey,
one
Alan,
spot
how-
trade down.
How are you able to keep your head upright with those massive cans on your head? How are you just like falling over the side?
Doing it for my guy Mike Smith.
There you go. Yep, you gotta have a guy. What kind of headphones are those?
You got Sanders, right? You
He's
gotta
not
have
even
Sanders.
on for 2 minutes, and he throws a reference to Mike Smith already. Wow.
He said he was going to.
Mike
He said
Smith,
he was
Kyle
going to.
Shanahan, man. Hell yeah, man. Old school. Wait till Dirk Cutter is on the board.
Oh, man.
Oh,
DW, do you have the excerpts from Mike Smith's book ready
you
to
talking
go?
about you talking about the bubble screen extraordinaire, Dirk Cutter?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Extraordinaire.
Dalvin
never-
Cook, bubble screens all day.
Bubble screen you to death.
Oh man.
He never met a 5'6" running back he didn't want to throw a fade pass to.
All right, so we got the Titans now, right?
Yep, Titans
Yeah.
on the clock.
Okay, so they have not traded it yet, as far as we know, right?
I think
Another
it's
Falcons
it's
connection.
Lattimore.
Mike Malarkey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many ex-Falcons coaches that are head coaches now. It's crazy. It's like, where did all these guys
It's
come
a
from?
breeding, it's a flowery branches of breeding ground, man. That's what it does. That's
Pretty
you
much.
see that tree, that coaching tree. It
Yep.
just expands everywhere, man.
Yeah, I feel like Dan Quinn's gonna sprout like at least 3 or 4 coaches off him. Because we already got, Kyle Shanahan's not really affiliated with Dan Quinn, but I feel like Marquand Manuel or whatever his name is, he's probably gonna be a head coach sooner rather than later, and some of these other guys, I feel like Quinn knows what he's doing with these coaches, so good on them.
So you guys written any of the comments? Because someone said we need drunk Gina on here, and I couldn't agree more.
Well, Gina said she couldn't come on, so I tried. Guys. We're trying. We're trying to get Gina on, but she doesn't love us apparently. She'd rather go on SB Nation's draft party, so we know where her allegiances lie. So, yep,
Yeah, that's what it is.
to the money. Yep, it's okay. We understand, but Gina, we're disappointed. We're not mad. We're just disappointed. Yeah. Okay.
Steve Mariucci looks like he's been awake for the last 36 hours.
36 years, maybe.
Maybe 36 years.
All right, who's Tennessee going after?
Corey Davis.
Lattimore.
Oh, yeah,
Lattimore.
Lattimore's still on the board. That's right. Yeah, probably Lattimore.
Lattimore.
I do think they like Corey Davis though.
All that.
Jamal Adams, yeah, I could see that too. Probably Lattimore.
Adams
I feel
would
like, yeah, Adams is good. I feel like Lattimore, the cornerback, is a little more valuable, so I feel like Lattimore is probably the pick, especially since with Conley pretty much kicked out of the first round, and there's actually kind of a scarcity, whatever that word is. You guys know what I'm saying. I bungled that one. Okay. Anyway, there's less cornerbacks available in the first round than there was initially believed to be. So I think someone like Lattimore could get pushed up. So there we go. I finished that without any major mistakes. So what are your guys' thoughts?
Lattimore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they should trade out.
Yeah. I think they want to trade out. That's probably why they're sitting on this pick for so long. But with I don't know. There's still plenty.
Falcons are going up for Peppers. Baker.
Yeah, Falcons trading up right now. We got to pick Deshaun Watson to get that bum Matt Ryan out of here. Legitimate comments last season. Folks.
You know what's funny? Like this time last year, a lot of fans were putting all their hopes on getting Deshaun Watson and getting Matt Ryan out of here.
Yes, they were.
That's why I make that joke constantly. Last season at this time, everyone was like, "Oh, well, Deshaun Watson, he's so good. Like, you know, we just need to tank and get the number 1 pick, then we can take Watson." And then we get to this, we get to the draft, everyone's like, "Deshaun Watson, that guy's not even a first-round pick. What are you saying?" So, this is how
fans are always rational.
Yes, always. All right. Well, has the pick even in yet? My thing says they still have a minute left on the clock.
No, they got. I'm showing like 30 seconds, and they're still.
It's in.
Mike Mularkey's probably not. He can't take another running back.
He's like, dang it, they took Fournette. We need more exotic Smash Mouth, like another layer of exoticness added on.
You know that guy is an original romance novel called Exotic Smash Mouth. I just haven't found it yet.
It's out there. It's under a pen name, I'm sure, but
they're going to draft
Mute Mularkey,
a blocking wide receiver for the Titans.
Blocking wide receiver. There you go. Yep. Well, Corey Davis can block. I'm into that. All right,
what we got here?
Here we go.
Let's see.
Any minute now, Tennessee.
I think my wife and kids are actually watching upstairs.
Yeah. Are they laughing at us?
So I have to be very, very careful about what I say.
Oh, okay.
TW, isn't it your son's 40th birthday today?
My goodness.
It's close. Thank you.
Close. Good one, guys. Oh, all the old jokes we can stomach.
Children turn 40.
Yeah, well.
If you make it that far.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already bald, so I can't make too many jokes.
That's true. Yeah. That was a good choice with the hat there. No one would ever know.
Has Mayock been on a desert island?
I mean, for all I know, he has. I mean, he mocked Jabril Peppers to the Falcons yesterday, so.
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't get along with that. Are you just now seeing that pick?
Corey Davis.
Is it Corey Davis?
Wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. I nailed it, you guys. Yeah.
What did you nail?
I said it was going to be Corey Davis first, and then you guys convinced me to change my answer to Marshawn Lattimore. So I'm going with my original answer, which was Corey. This is how you play the game, guys. You say like 5 people, and then you can say that you were right. Don't you guys know how being a draftnik works? This is how the game is played. Okay, we got Alan back. We have
row the boat.
Sorry, my internet's a mess. I don't know what the hell's going on, but
connecting to a call
it's not as bad as the Jaguars.
Yeah, there you go. Even though I feel like everyone thought they were going to take Fournette, I still feel like it's not that great of a pick because, like, people were saying that Ezekiel Elliott wasn't a great value for the Cowboys, and he ended up being one of the best in the league last year. And then they take Fournette, who, let's be honest, I don't think he's going to be as good as Ezekiel Elliott. You know, probably not going to happen, especially because he's on the Jaguars. So
yeah, look at the offensive line.
Yeah, there's a big difference there, you know. But yeah, I feel like Fournette on the Cowboys. There you go. That'd be great. He'd be fantastic. But you know, we've seen what happens when he can't get a crease, and that was that Alabama game where he averaged like 1.9 yards a carry or something. And that was not pretty. Yeah, Corey Davis. It's crazy.
I'm not sure how I feel about that pick, actually.
I mean,
I like it.
I think he's the best.
Like it a lot.
I think he's the best wide receiver in the class. He doesn't get a lot of hype because he's a small school guy, but he's good.
All right.
He's great. Fantastic.
I like. Well, Mike Williams is number 1 by a hair, but I think when it's all said and done, I think Corey Davis is the best receiver in the class. He reminds me a lot of Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
You'll see it when you watch this film. 4 years, he produced 4 years at Western Michigan. Great numbers. Better route runner than Mike Williams. Better hands. But of course, Mike Williams went to Clemson, which is the bigger school, of course. So of course, he gets a little bit more of the pub. But yeah, Corey Davis is the playmaker.
What's up with the guys in this class who are from like small Western state name schools, like Forrest Lamp, best guard in the class. He's from Western Kentucky. Corey Davis, Western Michigan. Like, where are these guys coming from?
The West is making a comeback.
You know,
Small schools are starting to get some love now, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The West will
this is
arrive.
Thomas Dimitrov's dream right here. You can get a guy from Youngstown State or Western Michigan, and you're fine.
There
You're
you
good.
go. Yeah. No,
As long as it's 3.
Guys, we can't draft Derek
Almost
Rivers in the
don't.
first round because he's from Youngstown State. That's not an SEC school. Everyone knows you don't draft anyone in the first round that's not from an SEC school. So, come on.
Hey,
Khalil
You're
Mack.
realistic.
SEC win the championship this year? Oh no, they didn't.
Khalil Mack.
Yeah, but our first and second round picks last year were from SEC schools. So
What? You're probably right.
We're gonna get some hate mail for that, though.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know,
just throwing that out
We
there.
looked at a breakdown of Dimitrov's picks, and he's actually selected more players from the SEC than any other conference. So, all of you that
What
I
is
don't
it?
believe it.
Is it the
Mountain
school
West.
or is it the 3-cone drill that attracts Thomas Dimitrov? Which one is it?
3-cone.
it's the three
It's
cone.
gotta be
He's
the
obsessed. He's obsessed with the 3-cone, man.
He gets so hard when he sees 3-cone times.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually running the drill next year at the combine. Like he's
He's so into it.
with the whistle.
All right. Let's get back to some draft analysis, guys. We got the Jets on the clock. Okay, this powerhouse franchise.
Anybody.
Quarterback
So,
by
yeah.
Christian Hackenberg.
Watson.
You
Anybody.
think Watson? Because a
Doesn't
lot of
matter.
people say they aren't going to
Oh,
take a
I hope.
quarterback.
I hope
Because
Watson doesn't get stuck in New York.
yeah, I mean, I hope because I like Watson. I think he's a good dude. I don't
Yeah.
want that for him. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Maybe Jamal Adams.
Best player.
Probably Marshawn
best player.
Lattimore. Probably Marshawn Lattimore, right? Because they really need corners.
Best player available. It
Well,
doesn't matter.
Who's your best player?
They
I'm
need
gonna
everything.
get my board out. We're gonna
Deshaun
look-
Kaiser.
Right, Dave. They need everything.
So we got
Corner, safe, receiver, quarterback.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna look at my draft board, guys. Hold on.
Anything.
GW, did you borrow that chair from the set of Star Trek, or
Got him.
I knew that.
Here's my pick for the Jets.
Oh man, Gina Thomas just came online.
I didn't know D-Lad was
Yeah.
on the show.
For
Exciting.
you, G-Lad.
If we could get BPA, there you go. Did you see the opening credits? I had us selecting the BPA in the opening credit too. So I'm sure D-Lab would be proud. Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. So what do you guys got? I got Lattimore. This is official now. This is my prediction. Is actually just Lattimore. So Eric,
I'm going to
go.
say Watson.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Lattimore.
You're gonna say Lattimore too. What do you got, Dave?
I got Kaiser.
You got
I'm just
Kaiser?
gonna go way
All
out
right.
left.
All right. He's a
Wow.
wild man. He's a crazy man. What do you got, Kyle?
I have no clue. I mean,
All right. He's got no clue. That
There's
guy,
no
I thought he was gonna
telling.
go undrafted, but this is a bold prediction.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no telling.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Lattimore because corners always get pushed up, and I think Lattimore is actually really good. Like, he's wait for it. Yeah, he's my only top 5 graded corner in this draft. So getting him at 6 is pretty good value.
What quarterbacks do they have on their roster right now?
Hackenberg.
They got here we go.
Bryce
They got-
Petty.
Yeah,
Bryce
Bryce
Petty.
Petty, Christian Hackenberg, and
Town.
yeah, that's it. McCown. That's our starter right now. So.
No,
yeah.
but seriously, what quarterbacks do they have on their roster right now?
I guess if you're asking it in that way, that would be none. That would be the correct answer, right?
The
My
Jets'
goodness.
war room looks it looks like a mess. They're all just walking around
There's stuff on fire,
playing musical chairs.
that's great. Yeah, well, it is the Jets, so we can't be that
It's just-
surprised by that, really.
It's just that this is fine, dog, in a flaming room. That's
This
the
is
Jets
fine.
front office.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, oh no, they took Mitch Trubisky. Our ace in the hole. I feel like a lot of people
Oh wow!
They're saying the Browns are attempting to trade for Kirk Cousins right now.
For Kirk Cousins.
What?
Yep, that's what they're saying. This is the buzz.
They're ready
plugged
to
in, you guys.
right now.
Yep. Yeah. But is Kirk Cousins
God
even
bless
that
you.
good? Are we really sure Kirk Cousins is even good, guys? Like, are we sure?
Hilarious. Oh, Cleveland.
This is not a
man.
boring
This is
draft.
what I had
Not a
hoped
boring
for, man.
draft. So, I don't know what more you can ask
What?
for.
I think Cousins is better than anything the Browns currently have.
That's not a ringing endorsement.
I mean, it's setting the bar excessively low, but
I mean, I think if you ran out there right now, DW, you'd probably be better than anything the Browns currently have.
There you go.
I believe I would be.
He throws a
Thank
mid
you,
spiral.
Kyle.
Yeah.
With that offensive line, DW, I think you might be able to get a win. Maybe a win, maybe two, but
Maybe
Yeah.
two.
I have Uncle Rico type passing
go.
skills.
Throw a football over them mountains, you know? Yep. Exactly. Yeah, no, I thought
I think
it
I
was,
sprained my arm.
like, were the Browns even, like rumored to be interested in Cousins? I feel like it was just, everyone's like, oh,
Yes.
Kyle Shanahan wants him. But,
yes, they were. They were.
see
But
I thought that the Browns were going to trade all their first-round picks for Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm disappointed that hasn't happened yet.
Could still happen. Or they could still
the
trade
night is young.
Garoppolo.
Yeah, it could happen. All right, the pick is in, apparently.
Wow.
So the Jets take Jamal Adams.
Really?
Good
Oh, wow.
call. Good call.
Someone nailed that one. It
It's a
was-
good pickup.
yeah.
Him and Todd Bowles. That's a scary combination.
Bowles
Those two will work really
needs-
well together.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Bulls needs his versatile chess piece defensive back guys.
Mhm.
Like he really misses not having Tyrann
It's,
Mathieu.
it's a nice pick. I mean, I should expect to see the Jets back in the same spot next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably closer to the first overall pick. So
Yeah, I think they're one of the few teams that got like demonstrably worse in free agency. Like they were just like, all right, forget it, guys. Let's just cut all of the players on our team that were even close to being above average. And
for the viewers at home right now, just take a couple minutes and just look at the Jets roster and just
if you try to Google their roster, all you see is like a trash fire. That picture.
no,
That's
all
all
you'll
you
see is
find.
Jamal Adams. Like that's all you'll see.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah.
I
saw it.
pulled up the Jets roster for everyone to look at.
DW, what's up with that space shuttle chair, man? That's not
Space shuttle.
That's the Jets' current roster.
Oh, yep, trash can. Okay. Nice
So-
one there.
Did you get that from 40-Year-Old Virgin? Is that the gaming chair from 40-Year-Old Virgin?
You too can have this chair.
Hey,
I have
there's not
three
supposed.
children. How many do you have?
I thought I disabled advertisements for this video. What's going on here? All right. So now we got the Chargers, right?
I saw LAC and I was like, the Clippers in the NFL draft, but it's not. It's not the Clippers.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Chargers. Apparently, we're being reminded it's not San Diego anymore. In case you've been living under a rock for the last couple weeks,
So weird, man.
it is.
How many times do you think Goodell rehearsed saying Los
What's funny
Angeles
is
Chargers?
they're like the Chargers are like the 9th most popular team in Los Angeles right now. So I mean,
They were like, we don't have enough of a following in San Diego. Let's go to a market
like even
with
the,
like
like even
seven other
the
teams.
LA Sparks are like
Yeah.
more popular than they are right now. So
They have a minor league lacrosse team that draws more fans.
pretty
currently.
much, yeah. Like they
My goodness, that is a
We
fire
love
take
our
right
lacrosse in LA.
there. Hey, lacrosse, that's a fun sport right there, guys. Okay,
Can't
That's
spell lacrosse without L-A.
There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, we
Or
got
the
lacrosse takes.
Hey.
I don't think anyone was expecting that tonight. It's definitely not on my
Completely
radar here.
intentional.
All right, so we got the Chargers. Who do you think? I got Malik Hooker going to the Chargers here. I think they could really
Yeah.
use another safety back there because they really
Okay.
have suffered without Weddle being back there.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll say a quarterback again.
Your quarterback? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
I'm just going to
Phil
keep saying
Rivers-
quarterback until it happens.
Eventually you'll be right. Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's all I'm looking for.
See, this is an interesting spot for the Falcons because, on the one hand, if all four quarterbacks go before our pick, that's 4 less players the Falcons could be interested in that got picked, right? So that maybe makes our crop of selections better. But if one of the quarterbacks makes it to 31, our chances of being able to trade down just went up like 1,000,000 times. So.
Oh yeah.
I guess it
I
depends.
just want somebody to take the real peppers before we're on the clock.
Yeah, I
Please.
don't want that. I don't want because last year with Miles Jack on the board, that was some trying times for me because. And then we all find out we were wrong about Miles Jack, so that makes it even worse. But
can we say that he's with the Jaguars and they're not exactly?
He had a decent year. I mean, it wasn't
Okay.
Deion Jones like, but he had a decent year.
Deion Jones, hey, that was another reach, a bust pick. F grade for the Falcons on that one. Good job, Dimitrov. Don't listen to the haters.
Deion Jones.
I think PFF gave us like a minus F for the entire draft class.
Shows what they know.
Yeah.
McShay, I know McShay destroyed the Falcons last year on their draft. Like they were just, I think he gave them a D or something like that. I don't think Kuiper was too fond of the draft class as a whole either. So.
Yep. Well, they were wrong. They were real wrong. I was wrong too. I was very upset when we didn't take Miles Jack. So, that just shows what I know, I guess. But all right.
Well, it was either Miles Jack or Shaq Lawson.
Yeah, I wanted Shaq Lawson too. I forgot he was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Todd Gurley.
Todd BPA.
Shut up, D-Led.
BPA. Is that D-Led over there? Oh man. All right.
Got BPA.
Yeah,
that was the only contribution I had in the last 3 minutes, so I'm really feeling good, guys.
Yes, the chat says Dan Quinn over PFF every time. I agree. I don't trust PFF as far as I can throw them. So, weren't they were saying something else weird about Atlanta too. I can't remember what it was. I remember it was I think it was 2015 where they were like, Atlanta has one of the best offensive lines in the league, and it's like, have you watched Mike Person play football? It's not great, I'll tell you that much. So
we think Lamar Holmes has a bright future in the NFL.
Yes, on all 30 of his pass blocking snaps, he didn't allow any sacks. He just allowed 25 quarterback hits, and he allowed 0 sacks in his career. So that means star player, right? I'm just kidding. I made that stat up, but that's something that PFF would say, right? It would be like,
remember when every third round Falcons pick was awful? Remember that? That was great. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which one?
Every third round Falcons pick up until last year.
Oh yeah.
Every single one.
Yep.
I think, but if you grade on a curve, Desmond Southward kind of took that curve down by himself.
Hey! Don't. Yes, Southward had potential, man. All right.
He had
potential. I don't know where,
but
he had potential.
He's got the grit this team needs. Okay.
Mike Smith.
He really doesn't.
He really
I remember the reports coming out of the camp about Desmond is that they're like, this guy does not like to initiate contact. I'm like, he's a safety. How are you a safety? You don't like to initiate contact.
Nudge him out of bounds. Gently, you politely ask them, hey guy, could you get out of bounds? That would be great. Yeah, no. When Wisconsin, Wisconsin fans were telling us, hey, I watched this guy and he was terrible. I watched the games because I'm a Wisconsin fan, and I thought this was one of the worst players in our team. So I don't know. I didn't think he was going to get drafted. So that's a problem when you hear that from Wisconsin.
Southwood had one tape. He had one game on Draft Breakdown. One game, and it was one of the worst games I've ever seen. I don't know what Mike Smith saw in him. I guess he just put it together. He's black with dreads, so he may be athletic.
He must
go
be a
with
great
it in the third round.
Yes. Just like he
Let's
was,
go with it.
He's a lunch pail guy,
Right.
and
Here's the Chargers.
okay, here we go.
Mike Williams.
I'll take
what?
Mike Williams.
Oh,
Another receiver.
wow.
That's a bold choice. I was gonna say San Diego. It's a bold choice, Los Angeles. Let's see how
kinda
it works
depressing.
out for him.
Wow.
That's pretty depressing.
I didn't see that one coming.
No, it's definitely not their biggest need. I feel like that's kind of a reach for Mike Williams, honestly. Is he really a top 10 talent? No.
Yes.
This top 7 has been a little confusing, honestly.
Which Mike Williams are we talking about?
The Clemson
There's
one?
There's like 15 in the NFL now.
Probably. I'm
Well-
talking about the one that's
well,
up for
this-
this draft. Yeah.
This Mike Williams fits the today's number one NFL. He's big. You can just throw it up to him, 6'3", 218 pounds. You just throw it up to him. You saw him in the national championship game. He owned Marlon Humphrey, who could be a first-round corner tonight. He fits what teams look for in wide receiver ones nowadays. He's no Julio Jones, but you know.
It just
Who
seems
is?
so far out of
Who
left
is
field
Right.
with their needs. Like, you had a good pick with Joey Bosa last year. Your defense was playing pretty well.
Mhm.
Put somebody in the secondary maybe to strengthen that, shore that up a little bit more, and then
Why not take Hooker there? I didn't.
Right.
yeah, that's exactly. Why don't
Yeah.
why don't you take that guy?
Yeah. Their
I'm
their
always
offense wasn't
up
the
for
problem
taking a
last season. Yeah. Yeah. That must be why. That's the truth, right? Oh, Kyle's like, nah, I'm out. I can't handle this. He's bowing out.
All right.
Oh man.
When in doubt, draft a hooker.
There you go.
You know, by far.
Words of champions right there. That's how this works. Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
So Carolina's next.
That's right,
fun.
Carolina. I'm sure they would have loved to take Leonard Fournette. I hear that's who they were always linked to.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, probably McCaffrey, which I would have rather they had Fournette, honestly, because I think McCaffrey's better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Agreed.
you guys. So who you got? McCaffrey.
No, I got to stick with the quarterback. So.
Okay. Yeah, because Cam Newton was pretty bad last year. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You got to get him out of
Tight
time.
end.
a tight end. Yeah, it could be OJ Howard, right? Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm gonna go with
Look at
Christian
it.
McCaffrey too, because that's where I was
I-
thinking Buzz.
I mean, I can't. Even if Carolina was to go running back, it would be great. It would be a nice pick. But behind that offensive line, I mean, that pretty much doesn't do much for them. Even if they were to walk away with Fournette, you still have Khalil as your starting left tackle. So yeah.
Right. Well,
Let's
what
say
about
Cam Robinson.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
about
that'd be a
Marshawn
good-
Lattimore? He's still there. I know that's not
Take
like their number one need.
They don't like
Their
taking
corners are terrible.
in the first round.
They already
Do
cut
you
like.
do you know what their philosophy is up there?
Oh, that's right.
For the
Yeah,
Panthers?
they
Hey,
can't-
look,
Yeah.
let's get anybody and put them at corner, and let's just focus on the front seven. Like, who cares
right.
about the position?
You're right. I'm sorry.
I think it'll either be Cam Robinson or Barnett.
You would think
Barnett
you
would be a
think
nice
the Panthers.
pick,
You would think the Panthers will focus on a position that gave up 300 receiving yards to one guy last year. But hey,
Well,
if they don't want to focus on
100 in one game.
That's,
Quarterback.
I mean, it's Julio Jones, so you
Yeah,
sort of take that as
right,
it's not an insult. It's just
I give them the
something that
benefit
happens.
of the doubt.
yeah.
But hey, it's still 300 yards to one guy. Hey,
Yeah, it's 300 yards to one guy, but if a tornado knocks down your house, you're like,
Hey, it was you know.
you weren't gonna guard the tornado, you know.
Let's be clear though.
You can't
I
guard
hope they
the
draft a punter. I hope they draft a punter.
I'm just saying you can't.
Hey, punters matter. Okay, ask Pat McAfee and who's the Raiders punter? He's good too. Who are that?
He's
guy?
no
DW,
Matt-
they're gonna draft Harrison Butker out of
it's
Georgia
no
Tech.
Matt Bosher though.
Draft.
Yeah, he's
No.
no Matt Bosher, but not everyone can be Matt Bosher. Not everyone can do that. So
Announcing our third round pick, big deal.
yeah, he's a hero, man. Wait, I guess
Yeah.
that's the rare Mike Smith third round pick that actually panned out. All right.
Yeah.
So let's.
Well,
see
if they're
what we
not a
got.
first or second rounder for Mike Smith, he benches them for 4 years.
That's true.
It's on special
That's true.
teams.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why this worked out, because otherwise he would have been riding the bench until eternity. Okay, here we go, Panthers. Let's see what you got.
I mean, Devontae Freeman was drafted by Mike Smith, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he rode the
Yeah.
bench behind Steven Jackson, right?
There you go. God bless you, Mike Smith.
Oh my goodness. Oh jeez.
It's looking like, based on my my Twitter feed,
No,
that
we
it
can't
might be
spoil it.
No
might be
spoilers.
it might be pretty
Hey,
interesting.
Four, chill
Okay.
out.
Might be pretty interesting.
Christian McCaffrey.
There we go.
Well, there you go.
I was right. I nailed it. Good job, guys. Except for Dave.
2 running backs in the top 10.
There we go.
2.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dead position.
Yeah, we went how long without having any in the first round?
Yep.
Yeah,
two
seriously.
or 3 years before this.
Yeah.
And we may still get a third one in the first round.
I think.
Dalvin Cook, right?
No,
Dalvin,
Joe
yeah.
Mixon, dude. People are gonna draft him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mixon is moving up,
Oh my
actually.
God. Yeah. Well, if someone drafts Joe Mixon in the first round, then we know the NFL really doesn't care about domestic violence. So that's a data point.
They don't.
You know, you can file that
They
away.
don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Well, we already knew that, but we'll know exactly which teams care the least, I guess, would be the right way to phrase it.
Unless you're caught on video,
Yeah, there you
they
go.
could care less.
But Joe Mixon was caught on video.
I think we should talk about how gritty
Yeah.
and just hard-nosed this pick was for the Panthers.
A real lunch pail guy, you know.
Yeah. Coach on the field,
Absolutely.
really heady player, deceptive speed, really good job.
Speed.
Part of a champion. Really white.
Really white. Like if he was laying down in a snowstorm, you could not find him. Like, he's that white.
Which is an advantage
Oh, man.
if you play in Foxborough.
Charles
So-
McDonald, the
Guys.
GOAT. He's back.
Hey, it's Chuck.
I'm mad online.
Oh, what's up? What's up, man?
The Panthers, they just got a really good football player.
Yeah.
McCaffrey?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't get
It's
him.
not going to help with.
But he doesn't have a line to go to block for him.
I mean, he's about to have Ryan Khalil and Trey Turner back. That's 2 Pro Bowl caliber guys.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, those are good guys.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll just
Yeah.
run behind Matt Khalil
There you
all
go.
season.
Yeah.
What the one?
Until he swings outside and he's got Matt Khalil lead blocking for
There
him,
you
and
go.
that's not going to go well.
Well, yeah, but I think actually McCaffrey's probably
Yeah.
the one guy in this class that can produce without a lot of blocking. Like, he's just really slippery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's a
so I
You'll
think
have to.
it was a really good pick by Carolina. He was my number 1 running back, so I think he's just gonna be really good. So, dang it, Panthers! I thought you guys were supposed to suck. Come on, let's pick it up. All right.
Wait, this does not mean they're not going to suck. It just
That's
means
true.
they got a good run.
True.
Well, no, every other year
Sure.
they do well, right? So this year, this is their on year. All right, so
Right.
now we got Cincinnati. It's probably gonna be a pass rusher, right?
It should be. Barnett is
Barnett, yeah, has
See, I've
been
heard
linked to them.
Charles Harris is who they want. So
Really?
I think Barnett's better
And
than
number
Charles
9.
Harris, but I've heard that they prefer Charles Harris. So that's who I'm going with. I think they go with Charles Harris here.
I mean, they're both SEC guys, so they're going to be all pros, clearly. So
Clearly.
it doesn't really matter.
Because no SEC pass rusher, especially one from Missouri, has ever busted. Like, not even
No.
once.
Never.
Okay. Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
We need the Saints to blow their pick.
I just
Yeah.
got uncomfortable.
So triggered right now. So triggered. If I could,
Saints can't get an actual decent quarterback. They got to go with Davis Webb at number 12.
There you
That's
go.
what they need to do.
Davis Webb, the GOAT.
I mean, that sounds like a bad alter ego for Spider-Man or something, you know? That's the guy you want.
Davis Webb. Oh my god. That's great. That's a great one. Good job.
That should have been, instead of Peter Parker, it should have been Davis Webb. That would have been fantastic.
Wait a minute.
It's never too late.
It's never
That's the
too
name
late.
of Jason Bourne, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Wait, no, is it? I can't remember.
Wait.
All those movies
David
blend
Webb.
together. Yeah, is
Yeah,
it
I
David
think
Webb?
it's.
David Webb.
That's close enough. That's close enough. So you're saying
Does
Davis
the
Webb
Google-
is Jason Bourne? Is that what you're saying? This might be some
Yes,
breaking
I am.
news. This is breaking news right here.
Spoiler
guys.
alert.
He's probably as good a quarterback as Jason Bourne would be. So
Dude, I think Jason Bourne could be the GOAT. Okay, don't discount what he can do. Like, if he puts his mind to it, I'm sure he can figure it out. Oh, hey, we have Alan back.
all right, I have
The
to go.
goddamn Wi-Fi. Sorry.
Lock the gym up. So I'll be back.
Okay, Kyle. Thanks for joining us.
Wow. I think so. John Allen's
Oh
still
my God.
Yeah, John
John
Allen's-
Allen
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
still
that's
horrible.
right. They could. I've seen him falling a lot in recent mocks, John Allen, for whatever reason. But yeah, they could
Shoulders.
be interested. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going with Charles Harris still. Who do you guys got?
I think this might be John Allen right here.
Okay.
I'm going to say John Allen.
Allen or Barnett.
Okay.
Just because he has no real role in the Bengals defense, so it's a perfect Bengals pick.
That's true. That's true. We can't discount that. That is important. That is a very important part of this pick.
In that way, he's very much like Andy Dalton. So,
yeah, don't they really need a quarterback here, Deshaun Watson? Yeah, Dave,
Don't be mean to him.
Look, that's what I'm saying. But why couldn't
they need an identity?
They need an identity. That's what they need. I thought their identity was just having like the dirtiest players in the NFL on their defense. Just like watching what's that guy? The linebacker. The one that there was video. Yeah, the video of him like trying to like twist Cam's ankle and stuff when he was tackling him. You just see him just like and just like trying to grab his ankle after he's already down and stuff. Yeah, Vontez perfect.
I think their MO is one and done in the playoffs, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that was game, like, until they missed the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, but they made it every year. They just
AJ Green, Sanu, Marvin Jones, Eifert.
Yeah, they have some offensive players for sure. They just have Andy Dalton, so that kind of just caps that whole ceiling over there. Unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, they have the offensive weapons to be like a top 10 offense. They just never end up there, ever. I don't know why. Like, AJ Green's a very good wide receiver. Tyler Eifert's awesome. You know, they were definitely hurting. Like, they really missed having Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu. That really did hurt them, missing those two guys. But they had the talent to be better than they were last year. Let's make that.
Did they really miss Sanu?
I think they did.
No. Well, okay, yes, I think they did. Just Andy Dalton sucked.
I take Snoop over Bramble.
Yes.
Matt is not here. We don't have to play to his worst.
Taking his place and randomly just hating on Sanu for no reason.
Yeah.
All right,
the man got a nice note from someone else on an airplane. You got to ruin his day. Come on.
Talk about
where is he right now?
He's in Mexico.
He's being arrested by the Mexican authorities.
Probably. That's why he can't come on. But
Dave,
I hope so.
Dave, how'd you allow this? It's one of the most important times of the year.
John Ross.
What?
Wow.
Oh my God. No.
Wow. That seems really early for him.
That's a good pick. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, I don't. It's surprising.
So what do you do when your quarterback sucks and you're not going to pick a quarterback? Give him more weapons.
Just get like 4 first-round wide receivers and just hope for the best. Can
Oh,
Andy Dalton
Yeah,
even
but they
throw
don't
that
have an
far?
O-line.
No, John Ross is pretty good.
But they don't even have an O-line. Can they even protect them?
That's a good point. But who are they going to take at this point? Like, I mean, I think Cam Robinson
That's a
could be
good
worth
point.
that pick.
Yeah.
But
You're not taking Cam Robinson.
If you don't love Cam Robinson, you're not taking him in the top 10. So clearly they don't love Cam Robinson. But yeah, I think John Ross could work for them. They definitely needed a number 2 because Tyler Boyd is not a number 2 wide receiver. You know, he's a slot guy, right? So honestly, I don't follow the Bengals at all. So I might be just completely missing that up. Maybe Tyler Boyd is not a slot guy, but I think he's a slot guy for some reason.
I mean, Ross can be there. Ross can be there slot guy. But this is a unexpected pick, but when you think about it, oh wow, the Chiefs just traded up to 10th overall.
Oh my! They're about to pick Watson.
They're going to pick Watson.
I thought they
So
were
it's no
Mahomes. I thought
No,
they were
that'd be a
Mahomes.
great pick.
That they were trying to trade up into the top 10 to get Deshaun Watson.
Really?
So
I would love that. I would love that pick. That would be fantastic.
now, what I think is interesting here for if we like to spin it back to a Falcons perspective is if you look at the board, only 2 defensive linemen have been taken, right? Myles Garrett and Solomon Thomas. And we can assume that the Chiefs are about to take either Watson or Mahomes. So that kind of leaves New Orleans, Cleveland, Arizona, Philadelphia, Indiana, Baltimore. I don't really think any maybe 2 or 3 of those teams pick defensive players.
Baltimore.
I don't think the Falcons need to trade up to get a pass rusher if they want to. The way that
I don't think they need to.
I didn't think they needed. I didn't think they needed to trade up anyway, even to go after a guy like Charles Harris.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
there's really not much of a gap between Charles Harris and a Jordan Willis or Derek Rivers or anyone like that. So fine staying at 31.
That's how I feel. Like I'm fine with Derek Rivers at 31. So if we just sit at 31 and Derek Rivers is there, I'm perfectly happy with taking him there. So
I'm fine.
If you're going to pick an ideal scenario, I mean, you've got offensive players coming off the board early. I mean, this is really what the Falcons would want. Push more of those defensive guys down towards 31. And
Yeah, this is going great for us. This is going great for us. Besides McCaffrey to the Panthers, but
Yeah.
other than that, this is ideal. And we still have 2 more quarterbacks that can go off the board too, with Mahomes and Kaiser.
Yep.
Maybe Webb. Don't cross that Webb.
That's true.
It seems like the NFL goes nuts every other year with quarterbacks, like the year that Christian Ponder and Blaine Gabbert went in the first round,
Right.
and then they backed off of that the next year. I think this is the year for teams to go a little bit crazy with first-rounders for quarterbacks that don't deserve it. But
That's-
we already started, right? Trubisky?
Are you saying Deshaun Watson's not worth a first-round pick?
No, I would
I
have
take
taken
offense to that.
Watson or Trubisky.
Okay. See that? Okay, we agree then.
Worth pick
Because-
100%.
Yeah. I agree because I think Deshaun Watson's far and away the best quarterback in the class. I don't know why people don't like him. I think people. Let's be
I
honest.
know why.
Let's be
I think people
honest.
just got.
Well, let's be honest. The reason Mitch Trubisky got taken first is because he's white, right? That's why.
Okay. Oh yeah, we can take it there if we want to.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why. But do you guys agree with me? Can we take it there?
Well, I just think John Fox is a loser. He's just like a complete loser.
He's just
that's-
a loser.
That's a peak John Fox move to just take the guy who looks like he can be average. That's Jake.
Yeah.
That's Mike Glennon. That's the John Fox move. That's the.
Jake Delhomme 2.0.
But hey,
Man.
that'll buy John Fox some 8-8, 9-7 seasons where he can ride out his contract and then he'll get fired. That's fine.
Hey, don't hate on Jake. That guy went to a Super Bowl.
Don't hate on it.
Oh,
So did Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
Mike Smith, future coach of the Chicago Bears.
There you go. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, we got Jonathan Allen, Malik McDowell still on the board, Derek Barnett, Charles Harris, Derek Rivers, Carl Lawson, all these guys still there. OJ Howard, and Njoku still there. We got
Ton of defensive talent. This is really working out well so far.
Malik Hooker, right?
See what
Yeah, really.
But you know
But the one thing we got to keep an eye on, every year there's a run that goes on a certain position. So
Yeah.
all it takes is one team to get a guy, and next thing you know, you're seeing chips falling. I mean, Indy could use a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Baltimore may need a pass rusher at some point. Tampa Bay as well. Detroit is still up there. Miami may go out the pass. So there's still some teams on the board. Like I said, all it takes is one team.
Yeah.
Well,
So we've seen 3 receivers, 2 defensive linemen, 2 running backs,
Right.
and
probably 2
I guess
quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks here
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
So
with
we
this,
still
yeah.
have. So Hooker still on the board. We still got Lattimore, Conley, but I mean that's kind of a wild card after the little accusation came out this week. So you still got a lot of premium players left on the
Yeah.
board. Cam Robinson, Garrett Bowles. I think the Falcons are in a good position to get a really good player.
Hassan Reddick is still on the board.
See-
Malik McDowell is still out there as well.
Well, this means that
Is it-
New Orleans is getting Lattimore though, which sucks because Lattimore's
Wasn't
really
Reddick
good.
supposed to be like
So-
top 12?
Yeah, but I always thought Reddick was a little overhyped.
Let's see
I
if his
think
hammies hold
I
up.
think he's going to Detroit. Is where Reddick's going. I think that's
That's what
his
I think,
floor. Yeah, but yeah, this means that New Orleans is getting Lattimore, which sucks because Lattimore's really good. So, but it's New Orleans, so they're probably going to take another running back. Just because. Their running back depth is suspect, so I think they need another running back, right?
Were you guys surprised that San Diego didn't get Hooker? I thought that would
Yeah.
have been a perfect
Yes.
fit.
That's
Yes.
what I said. I thought they were going to take Hooker. So,
Just
yeah.
because when you look at, they have Gus Bradley now, so why wouldn't he try to go get, I guess, his Earl Thomas? Even though
Right.
it's crazy to say anyone could be that, but if anyone could be that, it's Malik Hooker. I think it's kind of
Absolutely.
crazy they passed.
Yeah.
They don't
about
trust
that?
Keenan Allen, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, what about that? If Hooker falls into the early 20s, you see the Falcons possibly pulling the trigger on something for him?
Oh, I would be so here for that. If
Yeah.
they pull the trigger on Hooker,
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
If he falls to like
Hell no.
22 or something like that, I'm in.
Don't
Let's go.
do that. Stop. Don't get me excited. Don't get me excited.
I'm in. Let's go.
Oh, it might be Mahomes that actually picked it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
Ooh,
Mahomes.
man.
Okay, let's make our predictions. I got Mahomes. What? Charles, you go first.
I'm seeing spoilers, unfortunately.
Okay, well, Alan, you don't get to
I
pick
think-
then.
No.
I think it's gonna be Mahomes.
Okay, Dave, who you got?
I don't think Dave's here.
Nope, Dave's
not there.
AFK. Okay, Eric, who do you got?
Watson.
You got Watson. Okay, what about you, David? DW.
Watson.
Okay, So we all think it's quarterback. Allen.
Comes.
Okay, here we go.
Dictator Goodell.
Boo.
All right, I gotta get off Twitter.
You gotta get, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's Mahomes.
I'm so tempted to be looking at Twitter, but I don't want to.
Wow.
Who is it?
Wow.
Mahomes.
Damn it.
Mahomes.
Charles, they're
Nailed it.
disrespecting your son.
I can't believe they
When you,
traded
when you
up.
think about it,
Yeah.
when you think about it, it's understandable. Alex Smith only has 1 year left on his deal, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, sooner the better, right? Getting their guy next in line.
Well,
Mahomes fits that system in KC as well. So we'll see how that shakes out.
I thought that they always wanted Mahomes because that really seems like Andy Dalton's guy, you know, like because Alex Smith really is like the excuse me, did I just say Andy Dalton? That's embarrassing. Andy Reid. I think Mahomes is Andy Reid's guy. Excuse me. Yeah, and honestly, Alex Smith is like the anti-Andy Reid, right? Like he doesn't push the ball, he doesn't do any of that stuff, and I feel like Andy Reid loves that. So the fact that he's been able to coexist with Alex Smith for this long is really a miracle. So
I think if you're Houston, you're kind of hurting a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that was your guy that you
were
wanted
hoping
all.
that he would fall.
You were hoping to drop.
See, I think,
Oh my God! Are the Browns about to get Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett?
Yep, their dreams.
Oh,
They were rumored to trade for Kirk Cousins. So Rappaport put that out a few minutes ago.
Yeah, but I heard that the negotiations broke down. I just heard that a little while ago.
Oh,
They weren't able to
Charles
make anything.
Boner.
Oh man!
Wow.
All right, not a dull moment in this draft, guys.
No, Kirk Cousins.
2 quarterbacks already.
Yep.
Quite possibly 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's crazy. We had 2 running backs.
First round pick for Mahomes.
yep. Well, yeah. So if Watson goes at 12, then there's no chance Kaiser's falling any further because Houston's probably going to trade up to make sure they don't miss out on Kaiser, right?
I would think so.
Or Davis Webb.
Davis Webb. Oh God. I hope to God that's not true. That would be terrible.
Hey man, look at this rate, we might end up with Davis Webb in the first round.
Just out of
We might.
necessity. No, the Brad Kaya hive.
Dude,
Come on.
that quote he had. I'm 6'5", 235 pounds. I could throw the football. I was sold by that quote.
All right, who are the Saints going to grab here?
Lattimore. It's going to be Lattimore, and I'm going to be upset about it because he's really good. He can't cover
Hopefully
Julio,
someone
but still.
changed.
Yeah. No, it'll probably be an offensive player because it's the Saints. They'll
All
probably
right,
take
we need
O.J.
to
Howard.
pray if the Saints take out if they draft Watson, I'm about to smoke this joint like on air.
Wait,
Yeah, are people
wait,
drinking yet?
Hold on. I forgot.
What are
it's
you
the
talking
Saints.
about?
It's the Saints.
I'm about
Get your
to
stuff ready, guys. I forgot.
I gotta get on that soon.
Yeah, come on, let's
My
get-
internet's been so damn bad.
It's got to be Lattimore or Hooker, right? I mean, they can't.
or
Their
OJ
defense is garbage.
Please, anybody.
Oh yeah,
It's not. Yeah, I don't.
they cut your favorite player, Jairus Byrd.
Please don't let him. I wouldn't want him to take Hooker. To be honest with you, that's just me.
I wouldn't either, but I mean, if I'm the Saints, those are the 2 most sensible at this point.
But these are the Saints we're talking about. So, I
That's
mean,
true.
All right, here we go.
Although I liked Sheldon Rankins last year.
Yeah, he had 4 sacks in 9 games as a rookie, as a defensive
Yeah.
tackle. So
He fell to them. He should have been taken earlier than where he was.
that's
He
what
fell.
And the worst part was, it was crazy because I remember after when he came back into the lineup, when he came back into the lineup, their run defense dropped from it was 32nd before he came in, and then by the time he came back, it was league average. Like that's a crazy impact. When you add the 4 sacks he had in those handful of games, he's gonna be a beast. So hopefully the Falcons do get Forrest Lamb, so we don't have to deal with that too much because they re-signed Nick Fairley too. I don't know. I'm done guessing with this draft after the first 10 picks.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Maybe the Saints will take Reuben Foster, or is that too risky?
What do you say?
I mean, for a team that's in need of defensive talent, I don't think that would be too much of a risk for them. I mean,
Who did the
Oh, it's
Saints?
talking about Reuben Foster. You think they might take him?
They might, but I do think this is going to be defense just because they went. They got Larry Warford and had been in free agency, and Agent Peterson who sucks. But That is another argument. I do think since they spent so much free agency resources on offense, this should be defense.
Someone referred to me in the chat as bald glasses guy.
Bald glasses guy. That should be your new Twitter handle, DW. At bald glasses guy. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a winner right there.
You know what? Based on that name, I'm gonna go get a little bit more whiskey. I'll be right back.
There you go. That's a good call. I think I'm gonna grab a beer too. Eric, you're gonna have to carry the show for a minute.
I was heading to the refrigerator myself, so yeah.
Well,
DW's offended.
Are we
Yo,
gonna
can you
get?
guys chill out for a bit?
We're gonna get Aaron or Scott on the show.
You know what? Based on that name, I'm gonna go get a little bit more whiskey. I'll be right back.
Come on, man. We're trying to stay positive here. Yo, can you guys give me a bit of Jamal Adams going to the Jets? I have a lot of buddies that are Jet fans, and I love ripping on him every year. Can you give me some stuff about Jamal Adams?
All right. I don't think he's as good as Keanu Neal is now. I like Keanu Neal a lot. I don't see the same. I like when you're taking a box safety at 6. That dude needs to be like Ronnie Lott, man. That's what that guy needs to be. I don't see it with Jamal Adams. I think he's a fine player. It just doesn't make sense to take that guy at 6 when you have so many holes.
Yeah, you would think they would learn from the whole. I know LeBron Landry they signed, but I feel like that wasn't too long ago. Man, Landry flopped bad in New York.
Yeah. Dude. Saints are about to get Deshaun Watson and Myles Garrett. The Browns.
by far the most competent they've looked as an organization in a while.
My drink for the evening.
Can't see.
It's pretty good. It's kind of pink. It's kind of pink toned. That didn't really do it for me, but you know, it's good. Okay, do we know who the Saints picked yet? Says the pick is in.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Lattimore. Who do you guys got?
John Allen, Lattimore.
Hooker and Bacor would be pretty nuts.
Just
As a second hooker.
Deshaun Watson, and I'm cool.
Just Deshaun Watson. We're just shutting down. Shutting down right now. Game over, man. Game over. No, they're
I'm
probably
saying-
gonna receiver.
I just heard OJ Howard's still available, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna play. We haven't had one big play pick yet.
All right. So
Yeah, get your fat ass
Saints
up.
on the clock. They've had the pick in for the last 3 minutes.
Let's see who Julio's going to introduce to NFL game speed.
Here we go. Is it happening now? My stream's really slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate that
They got
Lat-
Falcons Saints don't play till
They got
December. It's so lame.
Lattimore? Yeah, I told you it's gonna be him. Dang it! I really hoped that he wouldn't follow them.
Damn. He's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see him match up against Julio.
I mean, that's still not exactly a matchup he can win. Like, I don't think.
He's
Yeah, not as a rookie at least, but I mean,
Yeah, maybe someday.
if there was a guy who was gonna grow to be like one of these elite shutdown corners,
It would be
that's
him.
Yeah,
It would be-
absolutely.
yeah.
He's got the best chance.
He
but,
has
but he's
he
going
has the size, he has the
Yeah.
speed. It's just about development at this point.
right. I mean, he's going to New Orleans, so he's got that working against him. But
True.
they just destroy defensive players' careers in New Orleans. So, like, remember when
The
they
funny
signed?
thing is-
Remember when they signed Jairus Bird and he was the #1 free agent, and then he just
Oh,
sucked.
that was a big deal.
He sucked
Yeah,
so
and
much.
and he left. He left his ankles out there on the field thanks to Devontae Freeman.
Game
Juking him.
over, man.
Entire lower body.
Yeah.
The
That was a great Monday night.
Juked them. I've never seen a player get juked from 15 yards away. That's crazy. Twice.
Freeman like head faked.
Dude, it was like
He
an
just,
NBA
fell
ankle
over.
breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore, he's going to help that Saints defense a
It was
lot.
like Stephon Marbury back
absolutely,
in
he
the
will. That's a big pickup for them. That's probably who they were hoping would fall to them, honestly. Which, if only some of these other teams weren't so garbage and drafted him when he needed to be drafted. But no. Well, as long as somebody good falls to the Falcons, I'll be okay with that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we're still on the path for a good player to be taken to the Falcons because we're still at only 2 edge defenders with Solomon Thomas and Myles Garrett. And nobody expecting them to be at the Falcons pick anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
the way the board is dropping, they shouldn't need to trade up from 31.
Yeah, I agree. Unless they
Well, I mean,
really want Lamb.
no one saw. I mean, maybe some people did, but all these wide receivers being drafted and then Mahomes being taken that early, probably. So all that working together, like you said, probably. I think they're breathing a little bit easier in Flowery Branch than they expected.
Yeah.
Browns are on the board. They have to go with Watson here, don't they?
This is Watson.
No, dog,
There's
Davis
brainer.
Webb. Deshaun
I mean,
Kaiser.
they're the Browns, so
They
who
could
knows
go
what
with
they
Kaiser
are
if they
going.
really, really love Kaiser.
Man, if they went Hooker, that'd be pretty cool. But
Yeah. Well, that would be the typical Browns thing to do, is just like go another defensive player and then punt the season again, you know, because you're not winning any games with your current quarterbacks. Let's just be honest. You're winning like one.
Who
or
is
two
their
games.
current QB?
Robert Griffin III.
No, he's not there.
Well,
Isn't he?
what's his
He's still
face? The vampire
Oh,
from
yeah. Cody Kessler.
Houston.
Yeah.
Well, him
Brock.
and Brock Osweiler.
yeah, Brock.
Brock doesn't
yeah.
count though.
Oh God, yeah. No, they took him on for a second-round pick. They
trade.
They got a second-round pick to take him on.
We
trade?
trade? Oh my God, the Texans about to take Watson.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Texans
Trade up.
just traded
Yeah.
up.
They're trading up for
That's what-
Watson.
That's what I said. Yeah.
So the Browns-
Texans would panic.
And I guarantee you, this is all of a result of seeing Mahomes go 10 because I think Mahomes was that guy.
Watson.
It's got to be Watson.
It's gotta be Watson, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does Houston have at QB right now? Savage?
Tom
Savage
Savage.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Savage.
It better be Watson or Houston will collapse into itself.
No, dude, they're trading up for Malik Hooker. They need more defense.
Man, Watson to Hopkins.
How much are they giving up?
I'm ready
y'all
for
think?
that.
Quite a bit, I'm sure.
How
Yeah,
far back?
That's
First
like,
rounder.
That's like
next
what,
year.
13 picks they jumped up? Because they were at 25.
Oh man, why did you guys? I'm about
We're
to be
25, yeah. So that's 14 spots. No, 13 spots. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a huge jump.
yeah.
Jeez.
This is what I thought would happen. That 2 quarterbacks would go, and then people would start panicking and jumping all over the place.
I've got to think that compensation includes like a future first.
It has to, but
Wait, Kansas City gave up a 2018 first to get to number 10. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, along with a third, I think they gave up a third and a fourth as well in the 2018 first. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the Texans probably gave up next year's first
yeah,
and multiple picks this year. Maybe a third and fourth or
maybe a day 2 pick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you got to think, what, Arizona's at 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably are going to take, they wanted probably to take a quarterback
But see,
too.
and
So where were we at? 3 trades tonight?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
as long as it's reasonable compensation, this is a good trade for Houston. I mean, because with
Yeah,
Arizona
yeah.
sitting there,
Yeah.
they couldn't afford to see Watson come off their board.
Basically, yeah, they had to trade in front of Arizona to make sure they could
Assuming
get
they
their guy.
actually take Watson.
Yeah, yeah, there's
If they don't,
no guarantees here, guys. So,
So with that kind of
I know I'm in the minority here, but I really want CJ Cutler back.
yeah.
Oh, they just parted a first rounder.
They did
Wow.
what? Just a first?
Just a first.
Huh.
that's not
It's
what.
first this year. Wow.
That's not bad. If to
But-
sleep.
Cleveland could, if you're Houston, Cleveland couldn't up the ante a little bit.
Yeah,
Like, wait a
they
minute,
couldn't get more
yeah,
than that.
seriously.
Like, that's crazy.
it's the Browns.
At least a third
It's
or
the
a fourth
Browns,
this
yeah,
year.
pretty much. Man, that's crazy.
Honestly, if you're Cleveland and you've got Deshaun Watson out there for you, I mean, to me, they're just saying we'll wait till next year's QB class.
Yeah, we're just gonna punt. We're gonna punt the season again. Is basically what they're saying.
We are punting the season at quarterback for an extra first-round pick for a team that probably will go to the playoffs. So it's not going to be an early first-round pick. It's going to be
maybe this could mean that Kirk Cousins' talks is not actually dead. You know, it gives them an opportunity to stay back and still keep those talks going. Like, hey, maybe we can. I mean, they have an extra first-round pick in the bag now.
Yeah,
or they're the Browns and they
be a free agent next year. So
that's true.
there's no way Washington's they can't tag him again at this point. So the Browns are probably punting the 2017 season. Sorry, Cleveland.
Well, I think we knew they were going to probably be doing that anyway, even if they got a quarterback. So
they're the Browns.
Every year's a punt for the Browns, right? So
the options that Watson has to throw to, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, I think Watson's the most ready to go. So
I hope it's Watson though.
I hope it's Watson.
I have Deshaun Watson under 12.5 on a bet. So.
Oh man, yeah, this would be perfect. This would be perfect.
It's got Watson.
Yeah.
I hate
Who else could it be? They're not going to trade up this many picks for a safety or a defensive lineman, right?
Kaiser.
I mean, it could be Kaiser too.
No.
So okay, who
Could
are we
be
going
Kaiser,
with?
yeah.
We all going with? Is
I'm
everybody
saying
on
Watson.
Watson?
Has to
It's gotta be
be.
Watson.
Yeah.
Watson.
All right.
Yeah, it's Watson.
It's not. This guy with the beard is going
Gotta
to
be
go
Watson.
up and punch.
My boy.
Yeah, there we go. I'm
My
glad.
son.
I'm really glad. He's far away from the NFC South. I'm so glad. Okay, good job.
H-Town.
H-Town? Well, maybe now
That's
Houston's not a laughingstock anymore.
I grew for the Texans. Probably.
The Texans could be a very dangerous team.
Yeah, they could. That defense is legit, man. That defense is really good.
And
The
now
defense-
I think they have a quarterback.
The defense was number one last year without JJ.
Dude, they were competitive against the Patriots, man.
They were competitive in spite of Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, they literally had a mannequin back playing quarterback. So now they have somebody who's at least functional, if not good. They're going to be.
I think if you put a halfway decent or just average quarterback on that team, they beat the Patriots last year.
Maybe. Yeah, because the Patriots played a really crappy game in that game. I mean, they did not play a good game, so yeah.
So
So
go
now,
ahead and sleep Houston, but I think
No.
this pick will be what puts them over the top
yeah,
as a
exactly.
true contender.
Exactly.
As
And
a-
only
South as a favorite in that division.
Yeah, probably. I mean, other than what? Who? Other than who? Tennessee, maybe, or Indy.
Like what Tennessee has.
I do like Tennessee. I think that division has an opportunity to get competitive quickly.
Jay Cutler would have done it.
Jay Cutler.
I think with the defense Houston has, they're probably.
Let's make a checkup on Brown's Twitter real quick and see how they're feeling. My friend Pete Smith, who was a big Mahomes and Watson guy. Let's see how he's dealing with this.
Oh man. Okay.
Pete Smith. I can't believe you got three guys, four really, if you want to throw Kaiser in there, and you just dick around and stick
There's
on.
the thing called Brown's Twitter.
Is Cleveland? Are they banking on Davis Webb being there at 25? Maybe.
I think they're hoping that Kaiser is there, but Kaiser could go right now to Arizona. Honestly, I think.
Guys, we
Arizona-
may see 5 quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be Davis Webb. It should be somebody else, not Davis Webb.
Yeah.
If Arizona takes Kaiser right here, the Browns they're done.
Yeah, game over, man, game over. But they knew that. Like, I think they're basically saying we're punting because, I mean, with one quarterback left to get all the way to 25, that's not going to happen, right? Somebody's going to take Kaiser before that, probably.
But at this point, you've got to think. I mean, if you're Falcons, this is ideal. 4 or 5 quarterbacks going in the first round.
Yeah, unless you wanted to trade back.
They're pushing down towards the 20s now. This is insane.
Yeah, and Malik Hooker, he's still there. The dream lives. The dream lives, you guys.
Wow.
Malik's he can't be falling for 31.
No,
Right? He's
somebody
not
needs to
gonna
take him before the Bucks. Somebody needs to get him off the board before the Bucks. Okay, so
fall. Tennessee at 18.
yeah, that's legit. I think they could do
That'd
that.
be
Colts.
That'd be a really
I think
good
the
pick.
Colts would fit well.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So what do you think, Arizona? You think they're gonna take Kaiser here, or do you think they go somewhere? Do you think they go in a different direction?
All right, I have a text from our good pal.
Maybe Jonathan.
Oh, we got a text. We got a text, guys.
From Andrew Parsons at AP_. I don't get tired. This is breaking really, really well. I just hope to God they don't trade up for Hassan Reddick. What do you guys think about trading up for Hassan Reddick?
No.
It depends on what we get.
No, it's too soon for that.
It depends on what we get.
I don't want to see it trade up at all. Period.
Yeah.
It depends on what we give up.
Yeah, I think if you can do it without giving up a crazy haul, then it's
if they can lose a pick or two, like what Cleveland just shot himself.
But we don't need.
But anyway,
we don't need Reddick though. Like we don't need to give up picks to go get Reddick. Like
That's
we don't need to do that.
I agree, but it was in that Vaughn McClure article, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He's usually on the money when it comes to his
Yeah, that's true. Vaughn is very plugged in. We love you, Vaughn. Please don't block us. Okay.
Dude,
he has a hair trigger. He has a hair trigger. Okay, so yeah.
We were all literally just blocked right now.
Anytime anybody mentions Vaughn on the air, it just insta blocks you. So, yeah.
Hey, the best part is Jabril Peppers is still on the board.
There we go. Keep the dream alive, guys. Okay, when we get closer to our pick, I'm going to rant about Jabril Peppers.
DW, have you ever met Vaughn McClure?
What's that?
Have you ever met Vaughn?
Not in person, no. Well, yeah, actually, no, I did. I did at camp last year. He's very intense.
That's what.
Yeah, because
that's what I figured. Because I know you were at camp once or twice.
Yeah, because you met him when you covered that game, right?
Let's see what the Cardinals about to do. They got 3 weeks left.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't you meet him, Alan, when you covered that game in New York?
Yeah, I met him. I met him twice. I met him in New York and I met him in Philly. Yeah, he's kind of intense in person. I don't know. He's got that straight face look, but he's kind of cool. He was pretty friendly to me, but we only talked for like 3 minutes.
Gotcha.
Our boy Pete Prisco says Watson move is desperation move. It'll be interesting to see how he does in O'Brien's scheme. Is that a desperation move?
I mean,
no.
I wouldn't say it's a desperation move, but like I said earlier, it was a result of seeing Mahomes go early.
It's the right move.
Mahomes.
If desperation is the right move.
It's still a, in my opinion.
That's their ideal. I think that's their ideal pick because Watson's the most ready to go out of everyone. Like he can just step right in.
The thing with Watson is Watson's skill set. He doesn't have, he doesn't have that big arm that Mahomes have. But one thing he does have that I really like, he has that winning pedigree. Yeah. When it comes to him on the big stage to produce, he does. He steps up to the plate. I mean, he could have had Clemson as back-to-back national champion. And I like him. He's a gamer, man. So I don't mind the pick at all.
I love me some Deshaun.
And I felt just put something interesting on. They said all 3 quarterbacks taken tonight were taken by trades.
Yeah, that's crazy. That might be the first time that's ever happened.
See, what I really like about Watson, though, is I think his game is better suited for the NFL than college. Because when you look at what Clemson asked him to do, a lot of their snaps, or a lot of their reads were pre-snap reads, where he's looking at the coverages before the ball is snapped and he's making his reads then. And I mean, that does have a lot of value, and I think that's a good skill to learn in college. But in the NFL, you're asked to do the pre-snap reads and the post-snap reads. So I think the post-snap reads might be something he has to pick up on. But in the snaps where they did have him go pre-snap to post-snap, he was phenomenal. I mean, he scored a few touchdowns on Alabama in 2015 that way. So I think his game translates better to the NFL game than the college game, and I really do think the Texans just found their franchise quarterback.
I think so too.
So in terms of coaches for him, is O'Brien, is that probably one of the better options he could have had in terms of coaches to develop him, or do you think they're a better landing spot for him?
Yeah, because when you look at the Texans offense, they don't. I mean, outside of YOLO bumps to Will Fuller last year, their game is like short to intermediate stuff, which is where
he does.
And if you look at just the skill set of guys moving on to the NFL, Hopkins, Mike Williams, you got Steven Anderson and Fedora was taking on that right role. And then Lamar Miller is better than any running back he had last year. So I think this is a great fit for him.
Yeah, I think so.
This also isn't an opportunity where he steps in like in Cleveland where they don't have a ton of weapons around him. He goes to a Houston offense I mean, they have playmakers all around them, so it's going to be the transition is going to be easy for them too, easier for them.
Yeah.
How much happier is Nuke got to be now?
A lot happier.
I mean, I think he was happy when Osweiler was gone. He was already happy.
Yeah, God, what a mistake that Osweiler was. I love that they just like ditched him. They were like, okay, we screwed up, guys. Here, Cleveland, please take him away from us. We'll give you a second-round pick. Just get him out of here. And they were like, okay.
They deserve credit recognizing and moving on quickly, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
that's not very
some
common.
teams that would be like, we're going to ride this out and see how it turns out, but they didn't hesitate, and they saw crap, they got rid of crap.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. You know, admit when you're wrong. That's usually a reason why a lot of teams fail, is because coaches stubbornly refuse to admit when they're wrong, and they hold on to someone too long, or they refuse to make a change. Mike Smith, that needs to happen. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out and get all the
watch
personnel.
your mouth, son.
We're gonna go out and get all the personnel for a 3-4, and then change to a 4-3 right at the end of camp. Yeah.
Yes.
So who are the Cardinals going after here?
The Cardinals.
I'm still kind of stuck on.
This has got to be Allen, right?
Kaiser.
That would be
replace Campbell.
Oh, they take Reddick.
There goes Reddick.
Oh, is
Wow.
that Reddick? Oh, wow. All right. Well, so much for for the dreams of trading up for Reddick, guys. They died young.
We are looking really good
Where
right
the
now.
hell does he fit?
Yeah. I don't know. It's the
They
Cardinals.
got Chandler Jones and Marcus Golden.
How has Allen fallen out of?
That's what I'm wondering. How is he that far?
Shoulder injury. Shoulder.
Just combine and his shoulder. That messed him up.
Yeah, I think it's the shoulder. I think it's really the shoulder.
Still, I mean, the guy is talented. I mean, to fall out of the top 10, that seems a little harsh.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, unless it's like something that they've talked about behind the scenes, where the shoulder isn't just a tweak or whatever it is, and it's something like long term. Then I don't know why you wouldn't take, because some of the plays he made at Alabama against big league talent, like he was a monster. It didn't matter who he was up against either, and he just made play after play. And because I don't know, he's definitely that value. Whoever gets him after pick 13, that's a huge boost for them.
Absolutely. Yep.
So Eagles are next up. Who do you think they go for?
Well, I would have said McCaffrey, but he's gone.
Reuben Foster, maybe?
Yeah, it could be
Dalvin
Foster.
Cook.
Yeah,
I'm going to say Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, that'd be a nice pick. Cook would be a nice pick.
Ugh. I thought people hate Dalvin Cook.
You don't like
They
Dalvin
need
Cook?
offense.
I feel like they might go defense here.
Come on, you're not believing in Ryan Matthews for another season?
I believe in Ryan Matthews, man. Oh wait, now that you say Ryan Matthews is their starter still, I think they have to go with Dalvin Cook. They have no choice. I don't mind me some Ryan Matthews, but clearly he can't stay healthy for an entire season. So now they could also just go after someone.
Man, when he played against the Falcons, oof.
Yeah, like they could go after Malik Hooker.
They could go after.
I
don't know. Do you think they would go after O.J. Howard?
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually, that. Yeah. I'm
No,
gonna,
they just
I'm gonna
gave
say
Zach
O.J.
Ertz
Howard.
like $80 million.
I'm gonna say O.J.
True.
Howard because they. Oh no! Wait. I'm thinking of some other team that wanted to get a tight end. Let's see. I'm gonna say Dalvin Cook. I think is who it's gonna
I'm
be.
sticking
Maybe
with
Conley?
Who? Conley?
Conley, maybe. I know he has the whole
Maybe
Great
Marlon
thing.
Humphrey.
I think that whole situation with Conley is so murky right now. I don't think a team wants to touch him. I mean, because
you can't risk a first round pick on something where, I mean, if things go worst case scenario, he won't be on. He won't be on the team
He's
potentially.
Gone.
So
He's gone. Like you're not going to see him on the
That's-
field.
I've seen Matt Miller. I've seen Matt Miller say that Conley could probably drop.
no corners though, man.
Yeah.
What about Humphrey?
It
Marlon
could, yeah, that's what I
Humphrey?
was saying. It could be Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Marlon Humphrey. I know they really like
I'm
him.
rolling with Dalvin though. I'm rolling with Dalvin.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
Dalvin's-
roll with Dalvin too. I think it's gonna be Dalvin Cook. I know they really want a running back, and
he'd be a really great fit for that offense too.
yeah, he's a good fit for that
really
zone.
good fit.
Um,
And can you just imagine going into week? Let's just say hypothetically they take Dalvin Cook. Look at how that offense looked last year going into week 1 in this year. You're talking about an Alshon Jeffrey. You're talking about a Torrey Smith now. Didn't you bring on a speedster and Dalvin Cook? Man, Philly really upgraded their offense this offseason. If, let's just say, they were to get Cook at this point.
All right, Eric.
Except at
I could
QB.
dig that.
Yeah. What, you're not on like Carson Wentz hive or whatever?
Yeah, a lot of people hate Wentz. I wonder why.
I mean, he was
He's
average.
okay. Give him a
Like, he
chance.
was average
Because
this year as a rookie. You know?
The schools, North Dakota State, that's why.
And DSU.
I think he's-
where my grandfather.
Dude, his supporting cast was bad.
My grandfather went to NDSU, and he is like a ride or die Carson Wentz fan. So, got to give my grandpa a shout out on the air here. Carson Wentz. All right.
The MMQB says,
North Dakota.
no, that's nothing.
I literally haven't checked Twitter since we started the show, so I'm sure the takes are flying right now. I'm completely uninformed, so sorry about that, guys. Normally I stay up to date on the hottest takes, but right now,
My timeline's all NBA playoffs or just random draft stuff, so
yeah,
it's a good night.
it's a good night. NBA playoffs, random draft.
Playoffs.
Talking about playoffs?
Man, I can't believe Malik Hooker dropped, man. I was listening to so many podcasts. They were talking about him like the surest thing in the draft.
I mean, I think teams are really sleeping on him. Like, someone needs to take him immediately because I do not want him falling into the Bucks' hands. He needs to be gone. by
Because
the
see
end of the clock.
So
He's Indianapolis.
Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins tweeted out just a single character emoji, just one of those smiley faces grinning ear to ear.
Yep. That sounds
So
about
I
right.
think he's happy with Watson.
Yeah.
Brock's probably drinking a 40 in like a shower right now, just like, what'd I do to deserve this?
What have I done? Poor Brock Osweiler.
What's the
man.
percentage of sober Philadelphia fans right now?
There is no such thing as a sober Philadelphia fan.
I'd put the
True,
over-under
good
on
point.
5% are sober at this point. And
Negative
that's
4.
because they're under 18 or 21.
I'd
think
say
that-
35% of
I think if Philly-
their
I think
fan
if
base
Philly
is
ruins-
failure.
If Philly ruins this pick, man, we might see the fans like just take the cameras and put them in a bag.
Rush the stage!
We're gonna lose the feed completely.
Boards are unplugged.
Yep.
Just a riot just break out right
Oh,
there
man.
in Philly, man.
Reminder, this is a city that physically attacked Santa Claus.
Through batteries, so
They threw
Yeah.
batteries.
It's a cool city though, man. Like when I was there,
It's really
I
not.
like the vibe.
All this Philadelphia.
It's really
slang.
I was there for 8 hours, so take it for what it's worth.
It's a cool
Take
city.
it for what it's worth. I was there 8 hours.
You were there 8 hours.
It's a-
Thank you,
You only
Eric.
got to experience the good parts then, if you're only there for 8 hours.
Yeah, I had a beer, I had a
Takes
cheesesteak,
in.
got the
Hey.
look around the.
No.
Credit to Arthur Goodell by surrounding himself with a bunch of innocent people in case this pick
Arthur
goes bad.
Goodell.
Arthur Goodell. Is that like a mix between Arthur
He's
Blank and
called
Roger Goodell?
Arthur Goodell.
Roger Goodell.
That's the
Oh,
old-fashioned talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the old fashioned.
Oh, D-Dub. Already hammered.
Yeah, we're
Look
not
at
even
Goodell,
we're
he's-
not even halfway through yet. Yeah. Okay, here we
If
go.
you pelt me with batteries, you're hitting one of these innocent people.
Yeah, one of these nice folks here. There you go. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy, you know.
Derek Barnett.
It's a Derek Barnett.
Oh,
Wow.
boo! I wanted Derek Barnett. Come on, man.
It's a good pick.
It is a good pick, to be honest.
That's a good pick.
Who do they have as a pass
I mean,
rusher?
Graham. Brandon Graham.
Yeah,
Brandon Graham. Yeah.
yeah. Their
And,
their front seven is pretty. I remember now their front seven's pretty solid. So adding him, at least their defensive line's pretty solid. So adding him to
They have
that,
no corners though, man. Like
Yeah.
there's
No points whatsoever.
they're going with the Carolina philosophy, I guess.
like Jalen
or that guy.
Mills. Ugh.
Is that a real philosophy?
They cut
Carolina
McClellan.
philosophy.
Maybe I guess so.
It's not a winning one.
Falcons,
Had allow.
Yeah.
You'll give up 300 yards to a receiver too, right?
Damn it, Eric! You stole my joke.
bad.
I mean, it works better for Philadelphia against Atlanta than it did for Carolina. So
Yeah, Atlanta was burned out by the time.
Everyone was going to give up 300 to Des Bryant.
they were.
I mean, let's keep in mind. They have these Eagles. They have to face twice a year. Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, Des Bryant. You know, now they have to deal with Terrell Pryor out there in Washington.
Is
Yeah,
is
that's a
this
good
the
point.
run on pass rushers coming up?
It could be.
That's my
Yeah,
fear.
because
That's
Indy's
my
up next, right?
right. That's my fear. It's one team. I mean, because you have
Indy, Baltimore, and Washington. Yep.
Yeah.
Indy can use a pass rusher. Baltimore can use a pass rusher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baltimore always goes with the best player, so they could easily go pass rusher.
Yeah.
Washington.
I think we can see Charles Harris come off the board these next couple picks.
Yeah. I think
Man.
John Allen, though. I think Indy might take. So Indy's on the clock now. I think they're going to go with John Allen because he's still there, and I think they're going to freak out that he's still available for them.
If they don't take him, then I think there's a realistic chance he falls out of the first round.
John Allen?
John Allen?
Because there's got to be, at this point, if Indy doesn't take him with that big of a need, there's got to be some major health concern that we don't know about.
Let's just say hypothetically he does. There's no way he gets past DQ.
Yeah, no. Dan Quinn will absolutely take him at 31 if he's still there. That's for sure. I mean, there's no way.
Does Hooker make it to
That
Tampa
would be
Bay?
amazing.
Hooker
That
better
would
not
be-
make it to Tampa Bay. I would
I
be
hope
very
not.
upset. Yeah.
I really hope Tennessee.
Hooker's going to Tennessee, man. Just
Yeah.
keep
I
saying
hope
it.
so.
Believe in it,
Yeah,
please.
believe.
Let him go.
Ooh,
I'm here for Hooker
Eric,
to
that's a great
Tennessee.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Tampa tries to make a jump up.
I mean, they could.
Maybe they trade with
Mike
Washington.
Mularkey, it's time to
Mike
give back.
Yeah, no. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to be the battle of the two former Falcons offensive coordinators.
Going at it. Yep. Those two.
Fight of the death.
We try to emulate the current Falcons right now.
Who would win a fight of the death between Dirk Cutter and Mike Mularkey?
Harry Douglas and Eric Weems are waving their pom-poms.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Probably Mike
Dirk Cutter
Mularkey.
versus
Looks
Mike.
like a
Let's keep in mind
sergeant.
here, let's keep in mind
Yeah.
that. Remember last offseason, the Bucks signed every former Falcon that they could possibly
Yes.
get their hand on, from Freddie Martino
Bernard Reedy.
to
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Bernard
right.
Reedy.
Yes.
I remember Reedy.
They didn't sign Willie Moe, though. I was very
They didn't-
offended.
No, even they didn't sign Willie Moe, so that must be a real.
Yeah, but didn't
indictment.
they have talks?
I have no idea. I assume that they did because why
Did they
not?
have talks with Roddy?
Probably.
I don't think they did.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think Roddy had talks with anybody, to be honest.
So who wins in a fight to the death between Dirk Cutter and Mike Mularkey?
They
I
both lose.
I think it's Mike Mularkey
They both
because he
lose.
seems like a really gritty, tough guy. He's talking about exotic smash mouth and all this, and I feel like Dirk Cutter's got that more finesse offense, and I feel like the smash mouth in a
True.
fight that would win.
Neither one loses. I
They
mean,
all-
neither one wins.
You
Right.
always lose
Because
yeah.
Dan,
Can,
because Dan
can
Quinn,
I take it
Dan
one step
Quinn
further?
Because Dan Quinn comes in with Stone Cold Steve Austin music, stuns everybody, and walks out.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man.
Both
How
of us.
about Mike Mularkey and Robisky against Cutter and Smith?
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
Wow. I don't know. That's
I
too tough.
guarantee
That's too tough.
Smith and Robisky, those are some
I
tough
guarantee you
dudes.
Robisky will-
That's messed up. That's like an old man fight. That's not a single one of those guys that's like under 60. That is really screwed up.
But
Hey,
I
I
think
guarantee you Robisky
Robisky I think
will
he's-
take Mike Smith out, dude. I'm telling you.
Dude, take him out, man.
Robisky
Gone.
would choke slam Mike Smith and just. Yeah,
He probably wants to, since Mike Smith's first reaction to Julio Jones was, he's a great blocker.
He's a great blocker. That guy. We want him on our team. He used to block for us, you know. No, that's terrible. It's terrible, Mike Smith.
I'll
say
never
that.
forget that. I'm sorry. I mean, when you look at a receiver like Julio Jones, and the first thing that pops in your mind, Mike Smith and Mike Mularkey, is he's such a great downfield blocker. We're really excited about this guy. That should have been the first sign to Falcons fans. It was time to move on.
Mistake.
So that's why you trade up 6 overall to get a blocking receiver.
Can we assume that it was all on Thomas Dimitroff that he wanted to get Julio? Can we assume
Yes.
that?
Oh,
Yes.
Can we assume that all the coaches we mentioned would beat up Harry Douglas?
Harry Douglas would get taken out by the turf monster as soon as he stepped on the field. So.
oh man.
Too soon.
Such
Too
bad
soon.
memories.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, goodness.
Damn, bro.
All right, we
No-
got
no
Indy.
comment.
We got Indy. Who do you guys got? I think
Well,
they're gonna
I guess
do.
I guess Eagles fans are leaving now because they
Yeah.
really wasn't too fond of that pick. You guys saw that, right? Just
I'm saying Jonathan Allen.
Yeah,
They would
I
be
see.
upset
Jonathan
about anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
They're
got.
all-
both-
they're
that-
Oof, Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, I got John Allen. Yeah.
Remember when they put him
Claiborne? Oof,
They wanted
it's
Ricky.
violence. Oh, never mind.
I think it's got to be John Allen, right? I mean, how could they pass on him? If
Oh,
he's,
Ricky's the greatest.
of course, it is. Indy what was it, 2 years ago, where they took another speedy receiver in the first round?
Yeah,
Billy
Miami-
Dorsett.
Yeah, Miami
Yeah.
guy, Philip Dorsett. Yeah.
That was a stupid move.
Aren't you a big Miami guy, Eric?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How do you feel about Philip Dorsett? Is that disappointing?
No, I mean he has some injuries early on, but I didn't feel that Indy should have made the move. I mean,
Yeah.
he was another T.Y. I didn't see the fit
Yeah.
there.
I agree. Yeah. Not a good fit.
All right,
You're ahead of
Greg
us.
said-
CW is a pick in yet?
Yeah, Goodell's at the podium now.
Okay. And
Malik Hooker.
Ah!
Ooh.
Nice.
as long as
Hey,
he doesn't
he didn't
fall
go
to
to
the Bucks.
Tampa.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as he didn't fall to the Bucks. I don't
There
care.
we go. That's
Yeah.
my boy.
There
And
you go.
that's a good selection for them.
I think so.
They needed somebody who was worth something on that defense. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they probably could have gone with almost any defensive position and been in the right.
they feel a lot like the Falcons in like 2013, 2014. Like they
Yeah.
Yep.
spent a lot of money on offense
Oh.
and back, but their defense and the lines of scrimmage are just
Do
decimated.
you know what would be bad?
What was that, Alan?
Oh, we're losing him. We're losing him, guys.
What?
We can't.
Did we
hear-
lose someone?
No.
we can't hear Alan's hot takes.
What if the Bucks get OJ Howard?
Oh God, no! Don't even talk about that. No, there's gonna be
I mean,
someone.
That would be
The Bucks
scary.
get
Put him
OJ
next to
Howard.
Mike Evans, and wow, that's a
I wonder if the Ravens take O.J. Howard here.
Oh, no.
Could be.
I mean, Dennis Pitta hasn't been healthy in what,
Oh,
3 years?
They're looking
Yeah.
for Ben, they're looking for Ben Watson.
OJ Howard. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
now.
Yeah.
Now we can.
Yeah, so you think it's gonna be OJ Howard? Is that what you're saying?
Falling to Tampa.
No, I think he's like for Baltimore, right?
Oh, okay.
I think Baltimore takes O.J. Howard. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I think that could happen.
Didn't they just draft Max Williams?
Yeah, but apparently he can't
Yes.
play football. I don't know.
Oh, they did. Yeah, that's a good point.
I
Right,
think
but
they might go with an edge guy.
Damn, if he went to
Just-
Tampa.
just take
oof.
John Allen. Just take John Allen and call it a night, Baltimore. Like,
I mean, that's a
it's
Just
really-
Isn't that a Baltimore type pick? I mean,
Yeah, he
Newsom
does,
is from
yeah.
Alabama, so let's keep that in mind there.
Yep. I mean, they
This right
drafted.
here.
Yeah, there you go.
BPA. There you go.
That's
They-
the Ravens.
They drafted Courtney Upshaw in the first round, right? So they got to. I mean, Jonathan Allen's like 10 times the player he was. So.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Ravens have been known to go with whoever is best on the board.
Second round.
Oh, second round. Okay. Well, the point stands. They like Alabama players apparently, and so like they took at least one, but.
I bet.
A timeline is filled with hookers.
Yes.
Just hooker gifts. Yeah. My
That's what my
goodness.
timeline was always filled with. I don't know
That's
what
a
you
Dave Show
guys-
joke.
Oh man.
Sorry, if the Ravens, they really could go in multiple directions here.
Reuben Foster is a Baltimore type pick
That's
too.
true.
That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
very Ravens
With
esque.
Mosley? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That'd be good. That's also a good one.
Ooh.
I don't know. I just feel like John Allen's like value here is so extremely good that you just go with him.
Yeah.
Like, I keep
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
John
after-
Allen, and they keep disappointing me. You know.
I mean, after
Yeah.
them, who's the? I mean, Tennessee could take an edge
I'm
guy.
really interested to see
right?
what Miami does.
Well, yeah, because if Miami doesn't take Forrest Lamp, then Atlanta's chances of getting Forrest Lamp just went up by like 50%. So,
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
think
but-
Tennessee has to go secondary
yeah,
still.
I think they were really
We'll
hoping.
see, but Seattle. I'm not gonna rule.
You think? But I feel like if Garrett Bowles is on the board too, that Seattle will go with Bowles over Lamp because they need to tackle more.
Right.
But if Bowles is gone, which I think his area where he could get drafted is coming up here real soon. So if Bowles goes earlier, then I think Seattle could go with Lamp. But Seattle doesn't draft offensive linemen early. Come on, guys. Like,
Hey, they just took a
offensive
Fetty last
linemen.
year.
Well, yeah, that's right. But, just forget that they did that, and they don't take offensive linemen early, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
From ESPN Stats and Info, this marks the first time in the common draft era that an offensive lineman has not been selected within the first 15 picks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bad
Great.
offensive
So-
line class.
Yeah. Interesting.
But what's interesting is we've got 4 quarterbacks. Is that right? 4 quarterbacks off the board.
Yeah.
Three.
No, three.
Three.
Yeah.
But you might have 4 by the time once you get to Cleveland up there again.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I think Cleveland is hoping and praying that Kaiser makes it to them, which I think at this point is a pretty good chance that he does, unless somebody tries to trade up in front of him, which,
Denver's interesting.
Yeah. I think
Where did
Denver's going
the-
to take an offensive lineman, though.
I think if Howard makes it past Tampa, you can look at Howard in Denver.
Yeah. I
That
heard
would be a
they were-
nice spot.
How about the Giants?
Yeah.
Or the Giants. Yeah, that's another good one too, Howard.
Yeah.
Who's
That'd be scary.
New York's? What's that dude's name in New York? That big tight end, Larry something.
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah.
terrible. Larry Danielle.
Larry Donnell.
yeah, that guy, Donnell. Yeah, he had like 3 good games.
Yep. In his entire
Yeah.
career. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Larry Donnell.
He got that MSRA or MRSA, whatever the
Oh,
heck that
Mercer.
is.
MSRP.
Yes. MSRP.
MSRP.
MRSA, man. Yeah, MRSA's no joke. Stuff's terrible.
I was wondering why he wasn't, because he played well and then he kind of
Then he got SARS, and then
Yeah.
it just went down.
SARS.
disappeared.
Man, I don't think there's been we got a SARS reference on the show here. I don't think if you had SARS reference on your prop bets going into this, you just made out big, because
You made up
there's
big.
probably a 1 in a million chance that SARS made it into the broadcast people. So
How long has this Baltimore pick been in?
It's about to come
an
in.
eternity.
It's 10 o'clock, and we're just halfway through the draft.
We all expected this, right? We knew this was going to happen.
I think it's about time for a drink too, man.
I mean,
My second whiskey.
Ray Lewis is yelling at a bunch of people.
Ray Lewis. You can always bank on Ray Lewis yelling.
Yeah, I'm about to.
All right, they have a kid that survived cancer, so we gotta be serious here for a minute.
Okay, guys, calm down.
Let him announce the pick, Goodell.
Jeez, so rude.
There you go. Get the hell out the way.
he should just shove Goodell out of the way.
Right. Just
Man, get out of here.
hey, he probably could run for mayor of Philly at that point if he doesn't.
Probably.
Yeah, seriously.
That kid is looking swag, man. That's a good look.
Oh, I finally just found the
Humphrey.
comment section.
Hey, it's
Oh,
a Bama
Humphrey.
guy.
I totally forgot about that guy.
It's a Bama guy.
Yeah, it is a Bama guy. We were on the right track, right? We were on the right track.
All
with
right.
that.
Right school, just wrong position.
Yeah.
So
Once again, Jonathan Allen falls. Another
he
slot.
continues to fall. What in the world?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Someone-
Yo, he had the
Fix my
fist pump
connection.
while he announced it. That was
You
awesome.
know what? I had Washington possibly going after maybe Malik McDowell in my mocks. I think this might be where Jonathan Allen falls. Maybe.
Yeah, to Washington. Yeah, 'cause if they
Washington.
were into Blake McDowell, you'd have to think they probably would take Allen over him. But I
Right.
guess it
Remember,
depends.
keep in mind they lost Chris Baker this offseason.
Right.
Also Ricky Jean Francois this offseason as well. So
Yeah,
they some key guys on that defensive line. So
it's true.
I seriously wonder if there's an issue with health for Allen at this point.
Right.
it's the shoulder. It must have been a really bad shoulder injury for him to drop. I mean, we're talking a guy that's a top 5, top 10 player at worst.
Yeah,
A lot of draft.
He didn't test well at the combine, though,
yeah.
right?
I think that could be part of it
He
too,
didn't. That's
because he didn't test that well, so that could cause him to drop maybe like 10 spots or whatever. Because I thought he was probably like a top 5 guy before the combine. So I think any time now is about where he's going to go. But if he falls like out of the top 20, then I think we know there's probably something serious going on with his shoulder.
Right. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm gonna leave my work and go to my house, so I'll be back probably right around the time Cleveland's picking, hopefully. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Cool.
All right, Kyle.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
I'm going to get a drink too, so I'll be back.
Okay. Everyone's abandoning us.
I'm still here.
You know what?
Still here for
I
me.
need a drink. Well, I need a drink. It's 10 o'clock. I need one.
Okay, go get
Is
it.
it 10 o'clock? Holy moly.
Wait.
Bald glasses guy is still here.
Ball glasses, yeah. All right. Yeah, 10:09. All right.
So
we got it.
Redskins are up.
Yep.
What's their biggest needs at this point?
I mean, I think they're probably going to go with John Allen because they lost, like you said, they lost Baker. I feel like they just need to improve that defense. That was their problem last season. I mean, they could go with some of the people that have fallen, like O.J. Howard, but they already have Jordan Reed there. They don't really need any offensive line help.
No.
The top 3 receivers are gone. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Allen's the best value left on my board, I think. So I think it's probably going to be him or Malik McDowell, honestly. I think that's where they're probably looking with this pick. What do you think?
Who do they have at running back? Who does watching them?
That's a good question. I forget. Who, like, that guy from Florida? What's his face? He was like a 5th-round pick like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. But they have him.
It escapes.
I'm going to look up their roster right now. Do some recon.
They're saying this. Someone in our chat saying the Skins need a pass rusher.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty left on the board at this point.
Oh, yeah. Robert
Their
Kelly.
pick is in.
That's their starter, and Matt Jones is the Florida guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they could take Dalvin Cook here if they wanted. But yeah, I think it's probably gonna be John Allen. That's my guess, because there's plenty of running backs you can get in the 2nd or 3rd round that are decent.
So if Allen falls all the way to 31, do you take him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with health concerns.
Yeah, because at 31, I mean, you kind of hedged your bets at that point in the draft where it's like, okay, like we don't necessarily need top 5 production, like a top 5 pick production out of John Allen, you know. If we can get one contract out of him, you know, maybe we're okay with that. But I just think at that point you just can't let him drop any further than that. I mean, that's ridiculous. Can't let him fall to the Saints at 32, you know. Gotta keep that from happening. So
yeah, no kidding.
that's almost like a gamesmanship pick where, like, in a fantasy league, you know the guy you're going up against doesn't have a quarterback, so you take another quarterback onto your roster, even though you already have 2, just to make sure he can't get him, you know.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. All right, the pick is in for Washington, supposedly.
So we're thinking then Allen is probably the most likely pick.
Yeah, probably John
Possibly
Allen.
a pass rusher.
Maybe Dalvin.
Yeah, that's what we were saying
Maybe
too. Maybe Dalvin. Yeah. What do you think, Eric?
I'm leaning towards Allen, but I think there's an outside shot for Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna keep saying John Allen until he gets picked because I've said it for like the last 5 picks. So one of these days he's gonna get picked. Hopefully soon. Because he's a good player. Man. Someone in the chat asks, any scenario where the Falcons take Reuben Foster? What do you guys think?
You know, I was asked that the other day. I'll have to say no, just based on the fact that, you know, as far as starting linebackers go right now, they're pretty solid right now. There's bigger needs on the board.
Yeah.
He can fit in this defense. He can definitely come in and be a will linebacker starter. But there's no need for him.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you think about the fact that NFL defenses play 67% in nickel,
A nickel.
generally you really only need 2 linebackers that are going to be coverage capable.
Right.
We have that. We have that with Deion Jones and Devondre Campbell. Campbell really played well towards the end of the year. I just don't see a linebacker as a pressing first-round need. Second, third round, I could see that.
Right. Linebacker depth. Now, that's a different conversation. I can see them shoring that up. Let's not forget that they also bumping Kamal Ishmael down to linebacker as well.
Mm-hmm.
He played well at times at the linebacker position before he got injured. Like I said, I don't think it's a great need. Now, I will say this. Hypothetically, if they were to take him and they were to put him in next to Deion Jones, it would be arguably the best linebacker duo in the league.
Yeah.
But it's not needed. Again, it's not needed.
I mean, you could bump Devondre down into the Sam and have him cover tight ends,
Yes. Yes.
So, and since Devondre was a 4th round pick, it's not like you're losing a lot of resources. Like, you didn't invest a ton in Devondre, so you could make it work. But like you said, it's not the most ideal situation at this point. Like, it's more of a luxury.
At this point, I think they like what they have in Campbell. I think they like what they saw at the end of last year. So I think it's too early to think about replacing him as a player. So now. Good question. Tabitha asked, when are the tight ends going to start coming off the board? That's a great question. I honestly thought O.J. Howard would be gone by now. So I think he'll go any pick now.
Yeah.
There you go. John Allen.
There goes John Allen.
John Allen.
Man, I guarantee you.
Was John Allen finally?
I guarantee you Washington's front office did not wake up this morning thinking, man, we may see Jonathan Allen still on the board at 17.
Right.
Yeah. They've had the worst offseason, you would say, right? At least for a PR standpoint.
Yeah, from a PR standpoint.
From a PR standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But their ownership is so incompetent that, even if they compiled the best roster in the entire league, I feel like they would still lose. Just because their ownership is so bad.
Not to mention, just an hour ago, they were still talking about trading their starting quarterback.
That's true.
Right.
So
they're a bit of a messed up organization, and it starts at the top, which is the unfortunate thing. But we've got Tennessee. Is it Tennessee picking next?
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, they've already got their pick in. So apparently they saw someone they absolutely were all about.
Probably
in honor of Dave Choate, I salute.
We're not getting video from you, Alan.
Yeah.
Really? What the hell?
It's that New York internet.
Yo, I'm tired of this New York slander, DW. You getting one day. All right, how about now? No?
No. We are hearing you perfectly fine, though.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear your
I got
New
this
York accent.
Asus laptop. I don't know, man. I should have got a Mac laptop. Asus,
Ew.
what the hell's an Asus?
Boo, man. Asus is good. Don't diss.
Oh, is it? Well,
Yeah,
it's
like
not
Asus.
work.
Well, it's probably your internet more than your computer, to be honest with you.
This
is very true.
So what do you guys think, Tennessee? What about Reuben Foster? I know they need help in the secondary.
I think it could be Reuben
See,
They
Foster.
were going after Hightower, if you remember.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think it's probably going to be Reuben Foster.
They were. You know what? This would have been a good spot for Garyon Collins if he didn't get in trouble.
Right. Yeah, he probably is not in the conversation anymore.
He might have selected already.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if they really, Adoree Jackson seems a little early here.
Yeah.
But if they really want to fix that secondary, then perhaps he goes here a little bit early.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's probably Reuben Foster because I think they thought never in a million years would he be available here for them.
Right.
It could be someone like Malik McDowell, O.J. Howard. Those are two pretty good values too.
But I think they're happy with Delaney Walker.
Yeah, he's just getting a little. He's getting a little older.
He is
like 31 now, 32.
They do go to a lot of two tight ends.
They got that guy Philip Supernaw.
You
know Philip Supernaw?
Right.
Yes, top 5 name in the NFL, man. Supernaw, that's awesome.
And they got former Jet great Jay Samaro.
There you go, Jason Morrow.
Again.
Yeah. Also,
Again,
Jenkins.
Ugh.
So
Tampa Bay's not got a great track record with those second-round picks lately. They got Austin Seferian-Jenkins and Roberto Aguayo in the second round now, so not great.
So far, it looks like this draft has turned out pretty interesting in that we don't have the early run on pass rushers that we thought we would. We've had 3 QBs, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers or 2? 2 wide
receivers.
3 wide receivers.
Yep.
No tight ends. So honestly, at this point, this draft has not gone at all like I thought it would. I thought we would see more pass rushers off the board. I thought we would see at least O.J. Howard off the board at this point. I think by the time we get to 31, the Falcons are going to have several potential options, whether it's Forrest Lamp, one of the 2 or 3 pass rushers you guys have been talking about for the past 2 weeks, or even a top-tier tight end if they decide to go that direction. I mean, this draft is working out sort of, I don't want to say perfectly, but if you're the Falcons, you've got to be happy with how the first 15, 16 picks have gone.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons, I feel like the strength of this draft was always towards the mid to late first round, where there was going to be great value. And I think just sitting at 31 there, they're going to have someone good follow them. There's a lot of players with those late first round grades, so I think that they'll just have someone kind of fall to them, and I think it's a good year to be picking at the end of the first round. So I'm hopeful. Still very hopeful. So far, so good on the draft front.
What do you guys think about Njoku? I feel like he's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, he's intriguing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Njoku a little bit more than O.J. Howard, but I think he can be the next athletic tight end too.
Yeah. Like, if I was Atlanta, I would take.
Dory Jackson. Wow.
They really went Dory Jackson.
I mentioned him a little bit earlier.
Yeah, when have you said Adoree? That's crazy.
Nothing against Adoree Jackson, but I guarantee you this has partial reasoning behind the whole Garyon Conley thing.
Yeah, because if it was,
guarantee
Mike Lombardi really loves this
I
dude.
think there's a little his whole situation is a little sketchy right now, so teams are like, you know what, I don't want to touch it. So
yeah, because it would have been Garyon Conley otherwise, I think.
I think it probably would have been Garyon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. It's crazy.
That's an interesting pick, though.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
It feels like it's a little bit early for him, but
it is.
I mean, mid-20s, 18, we're splitting hairs at this point. Although what this does make things interesting for Dallas because they really need, some help back there. And I think a lot of teams people had mocked Jackson to Dallas as a potential pick. So,
right.
Of course, Dallas needs several players on their defense. And it looks like Tampa Bay has already got their pick in.
Yeah.
So,
dude, they get an OJ?
I think it's Howard.
It's probably O.J. Howard, unfortunately.
Dude, NFC South's about to get rough.
It's about to get rough. I agree. I mean, it's probably O.J.
Hey, bring it on, though, man.
Yeah, exactly. Come at me, bro. Like, come at me.
NFC South champs, right? Hey, no one's got anything on Austin Howard.
Austin Hooper, man.
Austin Hooper,
Absolutely.
my man crush. I don't even know his name for crying out loud. What are you gonna do?
Yep.
So, do you think Tampa could go offensive line, though?
No.
It's possible.
So. I mean,
I've had
but who's worth that at this
I've had
point?
them in the past go offensive line, but I think right here with what many consider the number 1 tight end sitting on the board, they might be too
tempting.
Yeah, probably O.J. Howard or Njoku if they like Njoku better. But as far as I heard, that they were pretty high on O.J. Howard, so that wouldn't surprise me. So it's probably Howard. I mean, Malik McDowell's still there. Reuben Foster's still there. They need safety help, so like Budda Baker's there. I've heard that they're really interested in Budda Baker, so maybe there's a chance that it's him.
Oh, wow. You think about the Lions could get Reuben Foster.
Yeah, I think they would be ecstatic.
Need a linebacker.
They don't have to start Paul Warlow then. Has there been a Paul Warlow mentioned today?
No Paul. We got through almost a whole, almost a little over halfway through the broadcast.
Another
Paul
Mike Smith guy. Yeah, all right.
This podcast, this video cast instantly became 50% more gritty just by saying his name.
Ask and he shall appear.
a great random Paul Warlow name drop by Alan there. Kudos, my friend.
Yep.
Dito, I feel like, Ben, you really, for like the past, I would say, like 18 months, have like been at the forefront of the Paul Warlow hate club.
Dude, I don't hate Warlow.
Well, to be fair, Aaron's always led it.
Yeah, that's true. Aaron's like pretty much always been there, but yeah, I mean, we don't hate Paul Warlow. Like, hate's a strong word. Like, we all respect Paul Warlow.
That's
but
true.
We just are realistic about his role on an NFL team, and it should not be a starter. You know, shouldn't be a starter, right?
I think if you look at the value, if you had him as a backup, he was great value for being undrafted and being a special teamer, being a backup. You know, that's. But they used him as a starter. And I think that was the run.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
So we got a question in the chat. What do you guys think about Jake Butt in the 3rd round?
I think I
like it.
I mocked that once, and people like revolted at me. So,
yeah, because they don't like the name. A lot of Falcons fans don't like the name.
They don't like the name Jake Butt. How could you not like the name Jake Butt? That is like a top 5 NFL name. Did you hear that he's sponsored by Charmin now? Like, he signed an endorsement deal with Charmin.
Stop it.
TD.
Stop it.
Bring him home. Come on, this guy's amazing. Come on, like.
We got a good Butt on the team now.
Yeah, we gotta have Butt.
Oh,
you know?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Eric's about to bail out on us.
Oh my God. We're
Who's up next?
Picks in,
Who are we on?
Wait, have the Bucs committed to the Muscle Hamster, or is he still on a 1-year deal?
No, they signed him to that big contract last year, but he's suspended.
I think this is Howard all the way.
Yeah, I think it's Howard. Okay. It could be Cook, but what I heard was that Florida teams don't want to take Cook because they're worried about his crowd of friends or whatever that live in Florida or something stupid like that. But
his entourage.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. Which, you know.
I don't know. I think Doug Martin's going to be a goner though. Like, they just don't trust him at this point.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty much ready to move on from Doug Martin because he's suspended now too to start the season. But I don't know. I mean, yeah. Doug Martin's always been good, but it's like he's always like just good enough to keep him around and like keep the starting role, but like never. We had like 1 or 2 years where he was really good. Like every once in a while, he has a good year. Usually his
rookie year was special, man.
Yeah, his rookie year was really good.
Yeah, I see some people sort of freaking out about the idea of them getting a tight end, but here's the thing to remember is they towards the end of the season, our defense did better against tight ends, including Greg Olsen. So, you know, as good as O.J. Howard is, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to go off for 100 yards on us every time we face him.
Yeah. I mean...
Hey, and I like Jameis, but let's not ignore that he has severe accuracy problems at times.
Yeah, absolutely he does. Like, yeah, I mean, I think O.J. Howard's a good pickup for them, but, like, let's not overreact here. The Falcons, like, I think the Falcons have a player that matches up well with tight ends, Devondre Campbell, and Neal, too, honestly. Like, tight ends aren't going to kill the Falcons anymore. Like, you know, if it's a good tight end, they're gonna get theirs, you know, but it's not like the Falcons of old where, like, oh, if you have a tight end that's, like, slightly above average, he's going to get 150 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Falcons every game. It's not going to happen anymore.
Honestly, I'm still more, when we're Tampa Bay's concerned, I'm still more worried about Mike Evans because he, you know, Trufant even struggles against Mike Evans at this point. So yeah, I think he's the guy to concentrate on.
Yeah, I think Jalen Collins matches up on Evans now.
Still, Keanu knocks the holy hell out of him.
He did.
Yeah. I think they want Collins.
Hey, he held on to that ball though, man.
He did.
Yeah, give him some credit.
I don't care about that, Alex.
It's O.J. Howard.
Yeah, it is O.J. Howard. Okay, yeah. Good job, guys.
It was amazing, man.
We nailed that one.
You guys did bring up points
during that game. Oh my.
You guys did bring
horrible
up
Hooters service.
The Falcons having, you know, linebackers that can defend O.J. Howard, but I'm going to be honest here. The NFC South just got a little more interesting with what Carolina, New Orleans, and Tampa all did. It got a little interesting. I still feel confident about the Falcons. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think all three teams made solid choices in the first round. Pretty solid choices.
They did.
I think when you look at Tampa, the other thing you have to take into consideration is their offensive line. Are they going to get demonstrably better, or if the Falcons bolster the pass rush, if Vic Beasley continues to develop, that ultimately I think becomes the difference maker. I think Atlanta of the four teams still arguably has one of the better offensive line units.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is about that, DW, you can say that about every team in the NFC South outside of the Falcons. They all have questionable offensive lines. So if the Falcons actually, continue to improve their front seven, getting a guy like O.J. Howard is going to help Tampa. But at the same time, if Winston doesn't have protection, it's really not going to mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I think the Falcons still need to stay true to their board and get a guy that can get after these quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't think the Falcons need to drastically alter what they're doing to combat O.J. Howard.
Absolutely.
I mean, they got guys to take out tight ends. They got Campbell and Neal, who both excelled against tight ends. I mean, I think Howard gets compared a lot to Greg Olsen, and Neal erased Olsen in at least one of those games they played.
One thing I will be keeping an eye on throughout the entire draft is how the teams address the interior offensive line, because Atlanta has a big meat eater now.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to address that interior. I mean, if you want your center going up against Terry Poe all game, by all means,
Right.
Yeah.
have fun with that.
Yeah.
But
And the Bucs right now have Joe Hawley, and we know how that turns out.
Ali
Joe-
Marpet is going to play center for them. I heard they're moving Marpet to center.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, Holy's. I think
he got
Holy's
cut.
unemployed.
Yeah, or he was on a 1-year
No,
deal or something.
It's a free agent,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so I think Poe is going to be really, really good in the Falcons scheme. Like, he's going to be so good that he's going to play himself off the team, basically. Like, he's going to get a big contract.
There's our first offensive lineman, Garrett Bowles.
Is it Garrett Bowles?
Bowles.
Yeah. Well, dang it. That means Seattle's probably going to take Lamp then. Crud. Because I thought that maybe Dallas would go Ramchick instead.
Maybe Cam Robinson.
Maybe. That's true. The Cam Robinson's still there. Yeah.
I like those freaks.
also
Look at Fetty.
keep an eye on Ryan Ramczyk out of Wisconsin too. That's another first round offensive tackle that can come off the board.
Yep. Yeah. I'm surprised that Bowles went before Robinson, honestly, but
He's so inconsistent. I remember that's what I was hearing about Cam Robinson. Like, there's just these mental lapses he has.
yeah, that's true.
He brought his baby onto the stage, so that's got to be a first.
Hall of Famer? Yeah.
No, Bowles.
Yeah.
Bowles has his baby in his arms on the stage.
So when
pretty
his
hardcore.
baby gets drafted like 20 years from now, is this going to be the footage that we're going to see, or his dad brought him on stage?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. He'll be like, "This is my inspiration." I know I was only like 1 year old at the time, but this has been I've
kinda
found
like
my whole
when,
life around this. Yeah.
Kind of like what we were seeing with Derek Carr when he was on stage when his brother David got picked, and how he told I think he told Tagliabue at that point in time he'll be back or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll be back.
Yep.
Man, Garrett Bowles, that's a big dude. I heard.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I heard this is
Denver-
like, was it him that only played one season? Like, this is like one of his only seasons of like Division I football or whatever.
He's 24. He's going to be an old rookie. He's thinking like 24, 25.
Yep. I think that's right.
Yeah, because I think he had the old going to Utah, but I think he had the whole mission.
So Detroit is next. What are we thinking for Detroit?
Reuben Foster.
Gotta be a linebacker, man.
Yeah, Reuben Foster
Yeah.
for sure.
Didn't we just talk about Warlow?
Yeah.
These picks are coming in.
Yeah.
These picks are coming in kind of fast.
Yeah.
Are we
Although-
getting Dave back on?
I don't.
No,
Dave said
he's-
his internet was messed up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what happens in the frozen north.
that's true.
Those
He's
Canadians,
just-
they
yeah.
have pretty poor internet.
Yeah, he's just south of the wall, so not great reception up there.
He's probably getting some poutine.
Have any of you guys ever been to the draft live?
No,
where?
I bet it would be fun though.
Oh.
Been to where?
The draft in person.
No.
I would recommend it. I went in 2013, man. Oh my god, just talking to all these like there were 50 Dolphin fans in like a circle, and they were pretty enjoyable to talk to. But then they trade for Deion Jordan. They all left.
It was that year. Ooh. Were they excited?
They were so pissed.
Those are some smart fans, man. Those are smart fans right there.
They're like, "What are we doing? No!" Because that was the year that, I remember. Before we walked in, they were throwing in butt fumble towels because that was the year after butt fumble.
Yeah.
So like that was going on, and like all Dolphin fans are acting cocky, and then they got Deion Jordan. Like, all right, we're out.
We're out. Screw it.
This franchise is a disaster.
This franchise is a disaster. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dolphins fans. We didn't mean to bring up all these bad memories. I'm sorry. In case there's any.
Are there any were the first round receivers left? No, I'm not talking for the Falcons. I'm wondering like if maybe I think Detroit could use a receiver. They have like no game breakers.
I mean, not really, unless you really like Chris Godwin or Zay Jones or something like that.
What's interesting about that is the past couple of days I've been hearing rumors about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Me too.
Possibly sneak to the late first round.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I heard Detroit was a team that may be looking at him, but I mean he may be next.
I saw Detroit to Njoku.
Yeah, me too. I saw Njoku as well. Yeah, but with Reuben Foster still there, I feel like it has to be him.
You got it. Let's say Detroit goes with Reuben Foster here. Again, if you're a Falcons fan, you have to be feeling pretty good. Taco Charlton is still on the board. Malik McDowell is still on the board.
Chris Harris
is still on the board. And these guys are falling. And outside of maybe Miami, there's not a whole lot of teams that are in great need of pass rushing until maybe you get to Dallas.
Right.
Dallas and Green Bay, maybe. Yeah.
And Dallas may be in more need in their secondary than pass rusher right now.
I think Dallas is a lock to take.
I think Green Bay could use the pass rusher.
Right.
I think Dallas is definitely going to take a pass.
Green Bay is another team also that can go secondary as well. So I mean,
that's true.
Right.
Oh,
yep. Yeah. Who's left? Who's left as a top first round secondary player that they could go after?
I don't know. Kevin King maybe.
Quincy Wilson out of Florida. Kevin King.
Quincy Wilson. Tre'Davious White.
Chidobe.
Yeah.
Woozy out of Colorado. Yeah.
Yep.
Do we see a fit for Dalvin Cook with any of the remaining teams?
Cleveland, maybe.
Green Bay?
Yeah, maybe Green Bay, but I feel like that'd be pretty.
I forgot about Cleveland. Cleveland's damn Cleveland.
Green Bay.
Damn Cleveland.
Let's keep in mind. Let's keep in mind right now. Green Bay wants to enter the season with Ty Montgomery.
Down on Green Bay.
That's a great point. Yeah, if Cook is there for Green Bay, I would imagine they would give that strong consideration.
Probably.
Right.
They probably think they can get another guy later, though. I mean, I feel like there's plenty of second-round running backs that could fit for them, like Alvin Kamara or Kareem Hunt, something like that.
Right. Yeah, it seems like Cook falling out of the first round may be more of a possibility now.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm a little bit surprised by that. But just based on the team needs of the teams that are left, it doesn't look like there's a really pressing need for any of these teams for running back.
No, before anybody asks, no, Atlanta should not take Dalvin Cook.
No, but we need more FSU running backs, okay?
No.
What are you talking about? They're going to get Jabril Peppers. He plays running back.
No.
That's probably his best fit, right?
Oh, my goodness.
You set me up, man.
Detroit, please do all of us a favor and take Jabril Peppers.
No,
please.
we're gonna do if Jabril Peppers is still on the board at like pick 28, we're gonna do the rant. I'm gonna do the rant then. We're gonna put this Jabril Peppers stuff to bed, and then watch him take it. Yeah.
To respond to Mr. Hill.
Yeah.
Someone said Lamp going to
Austin
Green Bay.
Hooper. We are Austin Hooper guys.
I don't see Green Bay going for offensive line. I don't. Their needs in the secondary are far deeper. They
lost TJ Lane this offseason.
They did, but they lost him towards the back half of the season.
Evans. Yeah, they just signed Jari Evans though. Green Bay.
Again, they lost Lane this offseason.
They did.
Yeah, I think their secondary is more of a liability. I just don't see them going offensive line.
Yeah, like before they signed Jari Evans, I thought that they could really be interested in taking an offensive lineman. But since they signed him, I think they're clearly saying that they don't value guards.
If there's a team on the board that is seriously eyeing Lamp, it's the Dolphins coming up next.
Yeah, if they make it past, if Lamp makes it past the Dolphins, there's a legit chance that he's going to be there for Atlanta. Not 100%.
Ted Thompson's so unpredictable, though, man.
Yeah.
He is.
Like, who knows? Like, Ted Thompson, every year he does something. It's just like, really? Okay.
He'll probably take some, like, obscure prospect, you know.
But see, he has a great poker face, man. Like, it's hard to tell what the hell he's going to do, man. Like, this dude is just, he's stone-faced.
Who, Ted Thompson?
Ted Thompson, yeah.
It's probably because half the time he's lost.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't know how Mike McCarthy, I would have fired Mike McCarthy regardless. I think I'm so over him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like you have Aaron Rodgers.
Here comes
they haven't been to Super Bowl since. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Davis.
Jared Davis.
People must really think that Foster's character stuff is serious.
Wow.
Davis,
this year's Miles Jack.
Yeah.
Davis is nice. Davis is a nice pick. I like this guy. He's a friend. So a late first rounder, in my opinion. He was a late first rounder, in my opinion. Nice pick up here.
So honestly, this draft, if you were going to script it for the Falcons at 31, this is about as good as it could go.
Yeah. So far.
It is.
That was kind of like the same thing last year. Remember, everyone was saying, "Oh wow, it's really going well." Like guys, drop.
I like
then
no one
really saw like Keanu curveball thing.
I like the chances of someone like Taco Charlton falling now.
Yeah.
Detroit was my home for him.
Yeah.
I don't see there's not a lot of 4-3 defensive teams that need a pass rusher that are left in the first round. I'm just saying.
I just don't.
Miami already has their pick in, by the way, so apparently they know they want it.
It's probably Forrest Lamp. And it pains me to say that, but I think it's Forrest Lamp. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. I hope I'm wrong because Forrest Lamp is like my dream pick for Atlanta, but I really think that it is Forrest Lamp. So what do you guys think?
We couldn't tell.
I just want to say again, I think it's Forrest Lamp. So okay.
Thanks, Kev. Thank you for confirming.
Yeah, just want to clarify, So who do you guys have?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys listened or if you heard it, but Rappaport is reporting that the Falcons are looking to trade up, and one name that continues to pop up is Evan Ingram, the tight end out of Ole Miss.
We don't need to trade up.
That doesn't make sense
We don't need to trade up for Evan Ingram. He'll be there at 31 if they really want him.
I swear.
That would drive me nuts.
I swear.
I'm not saying that you're lying.
Don't rule out Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh
could take Ingram
with either Lamp or pass rusher, I'm closing this laptop and I am calling it a night. If we trade up for Evan Ingram, man, like that.
Yeah, you don't need Ingram's
I
a
could
guy
see Pittsburgh getting him.
Yeah, but Ingram's a guy that.
No.
Charles Harris.
They went with Charles Harris. Okay, the lamp dream. It survives another day, guys. It survives another day.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so we have a legit chance now of getting Forrest Lamp. I would say it's like a 40% chance.
So the rumor.
Dude, that's my guy, man.
So the rumor of the Falcons trading the 26 for Charles Harris would have failed completely, regardless, because they would have lost their guy.
Yeah.
But this does push Forrest Lamp down the board.
That's good.
That is good.
I guess.
I think it's basically Seattle. If Seattle passes on him, then he's a Falcon. Unless Green Bay takes him.
Harris is going to replace Cameron Wake.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, looking to replace Cam Wake.
Yeah. At this point, and honestly, looking at the remaining teams, so we've got New York next, Oakland, the Browns with their trade with Houston, and then Seattle. Of those teams, arguably, I think only one may go defense.
Yeah.
New York has a good defense. The Raiders have, what they want in the front seven. Houston has what they want in the front seven. And honestly, Seattle's got a solid defense. So really, don't even know if that's the next 4 picks may all be offense in nature. Offensive tackles, tight ends, running back. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting what happens, because now that Harris is gone, we're basically left with Carl Lawson and Derek Rivers for me, with people that have
Jordan Willis.
Jordan Willis. I'm not as big a fan of Jordan Willis, but I mean he's like a very early second for me. So he's not off the board or anything, but.
Not to be a buzzkill, but man, the Giants have to get Reuben Foster. You know how great fit that would be.
They don't take linebackers in the first round. We know this. Okay?
Or Njoku.
But I heard they had a private visit with Njoku and they canceled it. So that makes me think that for some reason they're not interested, which is weird. But I don't know. This is a weird draft. It's a weird draft, guys. I think we've reached weird status. But
every year it's weird. Look at Miles Jack last year, man. That was crazy.
I mean, honestly, the Falcons could really surprise us here. The only position I would have been disappointed in, other than quarterback and kicker and punter and all that crap, would be corner. But I mean, if we got a tight end that we felt like was going to be, our premier tight end for the next 10 years, I'm not gonna, at pick 31, I'd be fine with that. I don't like the idea of trading up for a tight end at this point.
No, there's no trading up.
Especially a tight end. Especially a tight end who's not a great blocker.
Who, Evan Ingram?
Well, they just paid Toilolo to block, right?
Dude, Evan Ingram's a fine blocker. Don't get me with that. Evan
No.
slander.
There's a difference between just getting in the way and being a blocker.
That's a Jacob Tammy thing.
That dude is just fine. He's a better blocker than Jacob Tammy. I'll say that. So.
God,
No.
Jacob Tammy cannot block.
Jacob Tammy cannot block at all. Jacob Tammy is he's not a blocker.
Ingram reminds me so much of Devin Funchess when I see him. He's just a big receiver.
Oh God, no! Ingram's way better than Funchess. Ingram is way better than Funchess. Ingram is the most polished receiving tight end in this class. He can come in
as a receiver. Yes, yeah, he's a receiving tight end. But when it comes to what the Falcons run and what they need, he doesn't bring much to the blocking element of it all.
See, I don't know. I disagree. I think Ingram's a fine blocker. He's not going to blow up anybody, but unlike Devin Funchess, Ingram tries to block people. Like, he's perfectly happy to try to block somebody. Like, he's going to go out there and try to block you. Where Funchess is going to just half-ass it. Like, he's clearly a wide receiver. So I think Ingram's a better blocker than he gets credit for. But he is small for a tight end, so that does limit his ability to take on a defensive end. But he's fine. Like he's not going to embarrass
Hooper's a really
himself,
good blocker, man.
but he's not a plus blocker. But if you need someone to block, put in Toilolo. Ingram's not on the field to block.
The only problem I have as well with tight end is in this offense. I mean, realistically, what is another tight end going to be on your depth chart? I mean, your 5th receiver at this point.
Right.
Because Julio's going to get the most targets. Right after him is going to be, arguably between Sanu or your running backs. And you've got 2 running backs at that. So that's, 3 targets. And you've got Sanu.
Not to mention Gabriel.
Gabriel. I mean, you bring in a tight end, at best, he's going to be your 6th or 7th best receiver in the first year. Which
so why does that warrant a first round selection? Right.
Exactly.
I don't think tight end is going to be the pick, but I'm just saying that, I guess I could understand Ingram. I don't think it should be the pick, just because I don't feel like that's a fantastic value or anything like that. I think Ingram's good, but
I would not help but to think that if the Falcons were to trade up for Evan Ingram, it would be because they panicked and saw O.J. Howard gone and adding firepower to an offense. Christian McCaffrey adding firepower to another offense. So this may be a move where the Falcons are like, hey, it's going to be an offensive juggernaut year in the NFC South. So let's go ahead and add more punch to our offense. I mean, that's
a good point. The best way to add punch to this offense is to literally add punch with Forrest Lamp.
Yeah, the offensive line.
Yeah, just get it off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, there's Evan Ingram.
There's Evan
Did they
Ingram.
take over
We killed that
Njoku? Over Njoku, they took Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the people panicking over the Falcons trading up for Evan Ingram, you can now
That was
calm
short
down.
lived.
So.
Yeah, that was very short.
That was
That rumor lasted like 10 minutes. Yeah.
So
Doesn't take a
let's
linebacker.
get this straight. So Eli now has Odell, Sterling Shepard, Brandon Marshall, and Evan Ingram.
All right.
It's
And
Eli.
quick offensive line.
And an awful offensive line. So he's got all these weapons and
And
they'll
no
never
run game.
get the ball to them.
Yeah,
No
no
running
running game. He's got Paul Perkins, right? That's like their number one running back.
I love Paul Perkins. And poor man's Devontae.
Poor man's. No, Paul Perkins is fine. I'm not trying to slander Paul Perkins or anything like that, but
I don't know, man. I was getting excited when Shaq Lawson was falling last year. Now I'm getting excited about Lamp falling.
yeah, this is just gonna be like Lamp's gonna fall to 31, and they're gonna take like Jarrell Peppers or something, and I'm just gonna kill myself.
All right, dude, come on, man. Like, we have
Doing
faith.
it too
Come
much,
on.
man.
That's kind of harsh.
It's kind of harsh, yeah.
I mean,
That's really
I've
harsh.
got to say,
You're right. It's really
You know.
harsh, but Jabril Peppers is people will do drastic things if he gets drafted. I'm not recommending that to anyone, for the record. Don't do anything.
we
crazy.
didn't take an offensive lineman. My life has no meaning.
Come on, this is a draft party podcast. We're supposed to be a little over the top, folks. Come on. Just saying. We gotta
DW
ham
still
it up a
sounds
little
relatively
bit, right?
sober.
All right, so what does Oakland do here?
Oakland. Well, now that I would say
Malik
running
McDowell?
back. I would say running back,
McDowell.
but they got Marshawn
McDowell,
Lynch,
excuse.
so yeah, McDowell probably.
It's got to be a defensive tackle, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
so
they're
Definitely
McDowell.
need one.
They got bullied bad last
They
year.
really need
Yeah.
linebackers though, so that I could see Reuben Foster here too. They were linked to Gerard Davis and Zach Cunningham, so I could see Reuben Foster since he's available.
Yeah. So we're saying Foster or McDowell, two
Yeah.
potential options.
Probably, I would say those are the most likely picks.
Yeah.
And I told you New York would never ever consider using a first round pick on a linebacker, so I feel vindicated.
Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, and
and then
Kaiser's going to
This
fall to
year's
the
Miles
Browns.
Jack, man.
Kaiser's going to
Like, there was a run last year where every team was on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Kaiser gets picked up by the Browns, I mean, this literally will be the best potential scenario for the Falcons, being at 31 ever.
Oh, he's going to the Browns. Like, I mean, Oakland's not taking Kaiser. No, the Browns are going to trade back again, pick up more picks. They're going to have they're going to have 15 picks this year, so they can cut like half of them.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just like what happened last year.
But at this point, would you? I can't imagine them passing on a quarterback.
No, they're going to take Kaiser.
It's Cleveland, though, man.
It is Cleveland.
It's possible.
So they have that working against them, but yeah, it needs to be Kaiser. It's going to be Kaiser, right? No, Davis Webb. They reach for Davis Webb here. That would really burn down the internet if that happened.
So Tabitha is saying she thinks Kaiser goes to New Orleans.
No. Well,
Very interesting thought there.
I mean, maybe, but if the Browns don't take Kaiser, that is just incredibly dumb.
Oh, it is the Browns.
It is the Browns. You're right, but I mean, they're showing Steven Jackson on TV right now.
Yo, that's my guy right there,
That's
man. Come on.
I was so excited for Steven Jackson. That was the worst disappointment ever. Because I loved him.
He's
as a
one of those
player.
veterans, man, you gotta respect, though.
Yeah,
He fell apart, man. His body
Yeah,
just
He
fell
looked,
apart.
he looked good in the uniform.
he did. He looked awesome.
He did.
He looked ripped. Like
He
did.
still looks ripped.
he still probably looks ripped. You're right. Yeah. But I'm sorry, Steve. I wish it could have worked, Steven Jackson. I wanted it to work. So it's not my fault.
I think everyone wanted it to work, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel like it's the exact same thing with the Saints and Adrian Peterson. They're just like, oh yeah, he's gonna come in.
I automatically thought of Steven Jackson
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
saw that Peterson was on. Like, this is You're getting a guy with a great name who had a great career. You're wanting him to pan out. You're wanting him to fit. But at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, this can very well just not go good at all. Like,
this is just not work.
This can be a bad signing.
Yeah.
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 Man, I love Adrian Pearson though. It hurts.
Yeah. But that.
He's right up there with Michael Turner for me.
To Tabitha's prediction about Kaiser going to New Orleans if the Browns don't take him, I mean, Drew Brees is 38 this year, and at some point, you know, that little 5'11" frame is going to start letting him down.
Yeah. No, if Kaiser is available at 31, some team is going to be offering the Falcons a bounty to move up and take him there, because I wouldn't be surprised if San Francisco offers a bunch of picks to move up to 31 if Kaiser's still there.
Yeah.
Because I think Shanahan could really work with him and get him on the right track. And I think a lot of the reason that Kaiser struggled at Notre Dame is because Brian Kelly's a terrible coach. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Raiders take Garyon Conley.
What?
At 24th.
So is that like the classic Raiders move though? You know.
It is.
They don't care.
Al Davis is not somewhere. Al Davis.
They don't care. Yeah. And from what I've heard.
Wait, so they got Sean Smith and Emerson?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The buzz seems to be that Garyon Conley is innocent, but obviously we can't make any call on that because we don't have the reports, and who knows? You know, we just got to let it play out. But if the Raiders must believe it too if they're taking him in the first round. So.
Yeah. Garyon Conley took a polygraph test tonight for the Raiders, is what the NFL Network says.
Everyone knows that those don't work.
That's an Al Davis move.
That's
an Al Davis move.
Oh man,
Al Davis came back from the grave.
Get him in Las Vegas.
Give him the polygraph.
Give him the polygraph. Get him, guys. My goodness.
Is he fast? I don't care what he's done. What's his 40 time?
4.40.
They have so much money tied into corner though. Like Emerson and Sean Smith's contract; those are big contracts.
Yeah, Sean Smith, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake for them. He was terrible last year.
Yeah, dude. Brandon Cooks ran a go route, and that was the end.
That was the end of Sean Smith. Yeah. My goodness. Well, I mean, every corner that goes off the board helps the Falcons because they're not interested in corner. I don't care what anybody says.
So, seriously, I mean, this draft is going about as well as you could ask for if you're a Falcons fan.
Yeah, unless you really wanted Derek Barnett, but.
Right, but we may literally have our choice of a great offensive guard, a great pass rusher, a great safety, who's not named Peppers. So
I thought you were talking about Peppers, bro. Great safety. You guys know that I have a third round grade on Jabril Peppers. I'm not afraid to say.
So let me ask you guys this. Let's say. Now I know I stated coming on that Forrest Lamp is the number one guy probably on the board for the Falcons, but let's just say hypothetically, Lamp is there along with a number of pass rushers, maybe like a Tack McKinley or a Taco Charlton. Do you think the Falcons go all in on Lamp, or do you think there's a possibility they still might bypass him?
I think there's a chance, but if they pass on Lamp for one of those guys, I think that's really dumb because I think Lamp is the number one at his position, and those other guys are like what 5, 6, 7, you know, at their position. Lamp is the best player in a position in need. He should be the highest on their board at that point. If Derek Barnett was still there, that would be a tougher call for me because I really like Barnett. But I think Lamp at that point, like if Lamp's on the board when we pick, he would be the highest on my board at that point. Like I don't think there's any other players.
Lamp has all pro potential.
Exactly. Like he has sky high ceiling.
Yeah.
And he fills arguably the biggest need on the team. So.
Can I recommend everyone go to Kenny Vaccaro's Twitter account?
To do what?
What did he say?
Kenny Vaccaro's Twitter account. He generates some buzz. Let's just say that.
Generates some buzz.
I kind of want to go. I'm gonna go now. Wait a minute.
All right, see it.
his tweet sec like the responses of his tweet.
Is he like, oh, we're coming for you, ATL? Like, we're on you now?
The responses are funnier way funnier than the tweet.
Another tight end for me to strap up.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, man. God bless. Yo, William Pern talking about Lamp going to Green Bay. Can you please settle down?
Don't do that.
So
buddy. He's coming to Atlanta.
I need that full hawk. I need that full hawk and a Lamp in Atlanta.
Yep. And we need. So what's the all-name team? Yeah. So we get Forrest Lamp, and we get Jake Butt, and what are some of the other great names? We'll just get all of them.
Derek Rivers.
Yeah, Derek Rivers. That's a good one too.
He wouldn't go to Lamp, but I feel like Zay Jones is a really cool name.
Yeah, Zay Jones is pretty cool. I don't know. I like Juju Smith-Schuster too. That's a pretty sweet name.
Someone just said Lamp not a big need in the first round. I think the problem is this draft class is weak for offensive linemen, and if you go to the second or third round hoping to get a good starting guard, that may not happen. And Lamp is arguably the best starting guard in this class. So I would go with Lamp in the first if he's there.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good starting guard after the second round, you're going to have a bad time.
And honestly, if you think about the NFC South, think about who we're playing against. You're going up against McCoy. You're going up against Kawan Short. You're going up against Sheldon Rankins. Yeah. So you've got to make sure the interior of your line, especially with a quarterback like Matt Ryan, you've got to make sure that your interior line is stout. And that's something that Lamp can give to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And Levitre's a goner next year. I think we got to realize that his contract and his age, it's too much at this point.
Right. Like everyone's saying, like, oh, well, we have, Wes Schweitzer and we got Ben Garland, so one of them can turn to our guard. I think that's the long-term plan, is that Schweitzer's going to take over left guard. But, eventually, like, I think, like you said, Levitre's probably gone next year. His cap hit goes up to like $8-something million next year. So it's not worth it for him at that point. If you think you can get a discount there and use that money to keep, somebody else like Devonta Freeman, you do that and you plug in someone cheap like Wes Schweitzer. And if we have Forrest Lamp, it's a lot easier to say we can go from Levitre to Wes Schweitzer.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you want to go with two unprovens at guard.
Yeah. Yeah. One at a time.
Please. That didn't work out a couple years ago.
A lot of things didn't work out a couple years ago, for being honest. But, I mean, the whole let's start Lamar Holmes at left tackle situation, that was...
So the Browns are up now at 2.
No comment.
You guys think this is where Foster make off the board?
No, it's just Sean Kaiser, man. If the Browns don't take a quarterback here, they're basically telling their fans to just go home. Like, don't even show up at the games this year.
They've been telling them that.
Right.
They're telling them that for how long now?
Well, other years they were just taking terrible quarterbacks in the first round, and they were like installing false hope. So they need to install some kind of false hope if they don't have any real hope, So they got to pay the bill somewhere.
Few people are asking if we think Seattle will take Lamp. And actually, I think Seattle has some decent offensive guards. I think their bigger issues are at offensive tackle. I think it would be more likely that they would take Cam Robinson, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're more likely to go for a tackle, but, I mean, they might view Lamp as a tackle.
Yes! It's Jabril Peppers. Oh, my goodness.
Did they really?
Oh.
Did they really? Are you kidding?
Thank you, Browns.
Are you serious?
Oh, man. I really wanted.
Yo, guys, pop your get the balls popping.
I'm gonna go get another beer. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh man, I really wanted him to come to Atlanta. Dang.
Eric, what's wrong with you?
Dang it!
I swear, man, Aaron's had a bad influence on you.
Man, I'll tell you what, the Browns just keep helping Atlanta.
Hey, man, they've been helping Atlanta since 2011.
First you give us Julio, then you take Jabril Peppers off our hands. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
We get
give
Mac,
us Mac, Gabriel,
Shanahan. We get Alex Mack from you.
Thanks.
You take Peppers off the board. God bless you, Cleveland. You are like Atlanta North.
Thank you.
This
Probably
is
give him,
hilarious.
I don't
Everyone
know,
is
Corey
everyone is
Coleman,
celebrating.
3 years.
Oh my gosh! Everyone is celebrating the fact that Peppers got selected. That's hilarious.
Ah, dang it. They preemptively struck, so I couldn't do my Peppers rant. But do you think it's still applicable? Like, we could still rant about why there's no chance that he would have ever come to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. All right. So actually, now looking at the board, I seriously wonder if there's a trade up from the second round coming up to grab quarterback.
We got to keep our eyes peeled on that.
Yeah,
That's
like,
definitely a possibility.
yeah, I think if Lamp is available at 31, the Falcons probably won't trade down. But if he's gone, I think they really consider trading down with maybe San Francisco or something like that. Because they're probably going to get their guy. Like, what, 3 picks later? Maybe they can pick up a third-round pick out of that. That'd be fantastic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at this point, the teams that are remaining don't have a pressing need for quarterback. And, maybe Pittsburgh looks at quarterback. There was some talk about, them wanting to prepare for Roethlisberger's retirement.
Right.
But I really think, to what Tabitha was saying in the chat earlier, if the Saints could be in on Kaiser, I think a team is going to want to jump in front of them just in case, like we've been talking about for the past couple weeks.
Yep.
And, perhaps San Francisco comes knocking and says, hey, second in our third-round pick to jump up to number 31.
Right. Yeah, if Kaiser's there at 31, the chances of us being able to trade down go up a lot. So.
Yeah.
You know what's the sad thing about this Peppers pick? That you're going to hear fans say, he could do it all. It's a good pick.
He could do it all, man.
No,
he can.
He cannot.
I mean, he can do it all. You probably don't want that, though. I mean,
he can rush the passer.
I mean, yeah.
Antonio Brown's going to run right past him. I could do it all, too.
I just wouldn't be good at it, I'm very versatile,
It's Bean just brought up a point in the chat. Said if we get Lamp, maybe we could trade up in the second round for a pass rusher. Yeah. And I think that's a possibility because the investment to trade up in the second round is a lot lighter than it would be to trade up in the first round. Maybe you're looking at giving up your fourth rounder to move up quite a few more spots than you would in the first round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think. Oh man. All right.
Kyle's back.
Got Kyle back. Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, he did say he would have been back by the Cleveland pick, too.
Hey, that was very close. You missed it by just a couple minutes.
Oh, the Falcons have traded up.
Did they really?
Falcons have traded up.
Okay, it's for Lamb.
Yes, they did.
It's got to be for Lamb. It's got to be for Lamb.
Wait. What?
Thomas Dimitrov not dicking around.
It's got to be for Lamb,
So
right?
much for trading back.
Oh, geez.
So the Falcons ended up trading up with Seattle. It's like the rumors has been out there over the past couple of days.
It's got to be.
So
for Lamb.
It's for Lamp.
It's got.
If we only gave up our fourth rounder, I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with it. Right.
Yeah.
I'm good with
But
it
if
too.
it's for Lamp, oh gosh, okay.
It's got to be. It's got to be in the
don't
trenches. It's got to be a trenches player. It's either got to be offensive line or it's got to be a pass rusher they're in love with.
Who would take Lamp if you traded up for him? Who are you worried about grabbing?
I think you were worried about Green Bay and maybe Seattle. Like Seattle was like, we're going to take him.
They're shaking hands.
Right.
I bet they were like, Seattle was like, look, we would take Lamp here, but if you're willing to give us a pick, you can move up and you can have him.
Wow.
Hey guys,
Oh, Chuck is back. He's back for the pick. Welcome back, buddy.
I'm back.
What do you think, Chuck? Who do you think it is?
It's for Lamp.
It's got to be for Lamp, right?
I think it's gonna be Mr.
Yeah. If it's not Lamp, I'm going to be upset, but, they love to dash my dreams in the draft, so we'll see what happens.
Wait, how much have we left with the Browns yet?
I mean, there was
A
some
lot.
laughing. I went and got another beer, so.
Perfect.
Hey, they got a guy that could do it all, Chuck.
Mayock thinks it's Lamp.
It's definitely Lamp, right?
Please let it be Lamp.
The Falcons
Who gave up our third round selection?
The Falcons gave up a third and a seventh to
I
trade
don't
up.
care about the 7th, but they'll probably
What
trade
if it's-
back at some point to pick up another pick.
What if it's not Lamp?
Takaris McKinley.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Really, that's it.
Ugh.
All right.
Huh.
This is not the ideal response.
No, that's not a good trade. That's a terrible trade. He would have been there at 31.
I mean, who would have taken him? Buffalo?
Dallas, Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could have had a little run on pass rushers potentially at that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dallas and Green Bay were going to be in the running for that.
Charles,
Am I the only one here on the panel that likes just him being a Falcon?
I don't dislike.
Never
Texas
mind the trade.
McKinley.
Never mind the trade. Just him bringing his skill set to Atlanta. Am I the only one that?
I don't know enough about him. I don't like that we gave up our 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
That was.
it was unnecessary
I'm
trade
not a
for
fan
him.
of that. But look, okay, I'm not a fan of that. But at the same time, this same regime got.
you wanted that guy, right?
They got Atlanta from 3-13 to the Super Bowl in 2 years. So
Right.
who the hell am I to? We'll see. That's a fan rationalizing. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Well, it remains to be seen what they do with the 2nd round pick. I still think we've got to fix, one of the guard spots. Right now, we don't have.
What does this say about the whole Forrest Lamp love fest? Like, was it even real?
Maybe it was all it was a mirage. It was all a dream, you guys.
He's there.
Maybe Forrest Lamp
He was
actually
there.
sucks.
You get to go to bed early now.
He was there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. But I figured. I always
Scheme-wise, how
kind of
does
knew.
the fit?
He's gonna
how's
play
the
Leo.
scheme?
He can play Leo,
I
right?
will
Chuck,
say
where does he fit? Is he a Sam? Is he a Sam in this defense?
I mean, you just look at what they did last year. The Sam it's irrelevant. It's not a real position anymore.
Right.
When you're in nickel 65 to 75%, or 60 to 65%, 70% of the time, in nickel it doesn't matter.
Right.
All you need is your left defensive end and right defensive end. And when you look at where Tack played at UCLA last year, he was a right defensive end, and Vic is going to be left defensive end, and you can rotate with Shelby, Claiborne, Upshaw, Crawford. So I like them adding to the depth, but Tack is not the player that I would have added here. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I did a scouting report. I did a scouting report for him on Falcoholic, and I had mock drafts with him going in the 1st round. I think he fits.
He is. Wow, he is
You can see it. He's very emotional. I think he fits.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I just
6'5", roughly 260, 265, very athletic. You got to think that this has a little bit to do with Jeff Ulbrich being the linebackers coach,
yeah, that's true.
who was
He's
at
from
UCLA.
Good point.
Jeff Ulbrich recruited him, so I'm pretty sure that has some ties in it somewhere. The only thing I question is making the trade up with Lamp still on the board. That's my
NFL
thing.
Network is not really ready with the dumping of audio because he just threw like 3 or 4 curse words out and.
Oh yeah, he did.
He looks super pumped to be a Falcon though, so I'm into that, man. If you're excited to be a Falcon, you got me. You convinced me. So.
Look, I think there's one thing. Dan Quinn has a very specific vision for what he's looking for in players on his defense. He found it in Keanu. He found it in Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell. I guess, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt with, as Chuck said.
Yeah, exactly.
We ended up in the Super Bowl after 2 years. So at this point, I'm not going to crap all over the pick. I'm not a fan of giving up a 3rd to move up, to pick him.
No.
But if this guy turns out to be, a 12 to 16 sack guy in this defense, then we're going to look back and laugh at giving up just a 3rd to nab him.
Giving up a 3rd is where you lost me. Like, so we're at pick 26, right?
He said, "Find me later." He said, "Find me later."
Yeah.
It's pick 31.
Find
you
him
still have
like money. He said, "Find me later."
Jordan Willis, Tack McKinley, and Derek Rivers on the board. So you still have 4 picks left coming up that guys you would have targeted. I just don't get trading up.
Do you guys think this may be? Do you guys think that we're done as far as trades go? I mean, very well. They can maybe trade out of the second to try to accumulate some more picks. Maybe get an extra third out of that somehow.
Right.
I don't know.
Possibly.
I think it'll probably depend on who's available with their. Like if Dan Feeney's there with their second pick, they'll probably take him. But like if he's not, they could very easily trade down out of that pick.
So McKinley said, "quote Find me later," about his rant.
Find me later. Yeah, that's funny.
Who said that?
Find me later.
Who said that? Tack?
Yeah, Tack said that.
I like him already.
He is.
Yeah, with the Tack pick, they're swinging for the fences, right? Like Tack, sky high ceiling, right? So he's one of the few guys in this class legitimately could be a double digit sack guy, but he's got a ways to go. I mean, super high pad level, right?
I don't think he has that far to go. I don't.
Yeah. I honestly, I didn't do a 4
I like
on
more
him.
than most. I'll put it to you guys that way.
Yeah.
Chris Landry says, not sure about Tat McKinley here for the Falcons. Scheme fit, edge rusher, opposite Beasley, if he can stay healthy, ... I mean, does he have health concerns?
He did last year. He got injured mid-season last year. But when you throw on the tape, like I said, I did a scouting report on him. The kid can play. He just needs a little more fine tuning here and there. He can definitely be a fit at Leo if it works. He's that athletic. Even at 265 at Leo, he can be a nice fit there.
Yeah.
So I like the pick. I put it this way: I like the pick. I don't love the trade.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I think they jumped the gun a little bit.
Sort of
with
the
the trade.
consensus.
Yeah. But
Cowboys. Oh, I won't spoil.
Do you think probably guard? Probably going guard.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page where
Probably.
the player probably is going to be, what Dan Quinn's looking for, but did it really take the trade to get there?
Right. But Dan Quinn has a clear vision.
We'll never know
right?
though.
Yeah, we'll never know. Like I heard a lot of buzz that Pittsburgh loved McKinley, and that Dallas was in on him too. Like
Here's
Green Bay, honestly.
Here's one thing I'll tell you guys right now. I'll tell you guys this. McKinley was really in favor for Dallas, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh. That name, he was really on their boards. So this move is to jump those three teams to get him. He was definitely in favor.
Yeah. Let me point something out as well. The last time we gave up a third-round pick to move up in the first round to jump other teams, it was when we grabbed Desmond Trufant.
Yeah.
And he arguably ended up being the best corner in the first round of that draft.
Right.
So
Yeah, that ended up working out
we
pretty well.
jumped. Yeah, we ended up jumping in front of a lot of teams that also had corner needs, and it was painful to lose that third-round pick. But looking back, we got one of the top corners in the league, and the value was there. It's not a guarantee a third-round pick is going to turn into a quality starter, even in a draft that is acclaimed to be as deep as this one. But if you get and again, if this guy turns out to be a legit pass rusher in the NFL. Next to quarterback, as far as compensation and the most important positions go, pass rusher is right beneath it.
Yep.
So you either need to have a quarterback or guys that can get to the quarterback. So, Falcons fans have been clamoring for the team to fix the pass rush and to fix the pass rush. Well, this is, apparently what Dan Quinn thinks the team needs to continue to bolster that pass rush. So,
well, and like y'all said earlier, you're at a point with this regime and with DQ and with Thomas where even if it's something that we might not really feel at the moment, like you kind of, they've earned a lot more leeway than the Mike Smith and Thomas Mitroff regime had. So I don't know. I'm like y'all said, the pick, I'm excited. I think he's a really just exciting piece when you throw him into the defense, especially with Dan Quinn and Olbert coaching him up. But it all really depends on what they do in the later rounds. If you can find a couple diamonds in the rough to make up for not having that third rounder, then it'll be something that we don't even talk about down the road.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if you find another Brian Poole as an undrafted free agent or something like that, somewhere down the line where where you say, okay, well, we got something out of it, then I think we'll be okay. But
Yeah.
I think it depends on how they address what they do with that guard position, because that's still a need. I don't know what exactly the plan is, if it is Feeney or if it's just going with Schweitzer or
Dorian Johnson is the name I've
Dorian
seen.
Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, what is some of the other guys? Danny Isadora. Let me pull up my board here. Yeah. So I got Lamp obviously still on the board. Unlikely he's going to be there, you know, when we pick in the second round. Let's just be honest, you know.
Right.
But so yeah, then after that I got Dan Feeney, then Pat Elflein, who I think is a legit guy. He could be there for us at the end of the second. Dorian Johnson, and then that's the end of my second round grades. And then I got Isaac Asiata in a third round grade. Danny Isadora, late third. Deion Dawkins, late third. And there's a couple other guys in there too, but you know, after the second round, it kind of drops off. So you really, you know, maybe Ethan Pochik or whatever from LSU, maybe as a third-round pick. I know he played center, but he's big enough to be guard too. So
someone in the chat just made a good point. Josh Chala said Falcons will get a top-quality guard because we started Chester, who wasn't the best, but we still produced. And that's a valid point. Chester was not fantastic.
I've always had guys in the second round like a Dorian Johnson or Deion Dawkins that can fall to Atlanta, and they can be day one starters.
Yeah.
Now they may not be on the same level as all pro potential Forrest Lamp,
Right.
but Dorian Johnson can start week one right now.
yeah,
Right.
He's that much of a technician.
yeah, he's a play.
I would and remember DW you brought up earlier the scenario of taking a guard and trading up for a pass rusher. Well, maybe this may be a situation where they take a pass rusher and possibly
Trade it for a guard.
Yeah. Yep.
Who knows?
Yep.
I mean, this may be that type of situation. Me personally, I don't think this front office is done wheeling and dealing. I think we might get a pick or two back. That's just my opinion. So I'm not entirely slamming the door on it.
Yeah.
So I'm watching some more McKinley film just to kind of get myself excited and just throw him in there with the athletes you already have. And Atlanta is ridiculously fast and athletic, and he's one of those guys where you watch him play and he plays violently. Like when he tackles somebody, he doesn't let go until they're on the ground.
Yep.
And he's just so that part's exciting when you throw him in with everything else, like the speed that you added there and the speed you added last year.
Yeah.
I think you're really, again, with Dan Quinn, like there's a vision behind all of this.
Absolutely.
And it's really cool to see it continue from year to year to year.
You gotta love the passion. You gotta love the emotion. I don't care what you feel about the trade, but you gotta love what you just saw from him on the national stage.
Yeah. Like that's what I heard about him.
Yeah, Mark Diniol butthurt. Get the fuck out of here. They're picked them in.
Man, yeah, but that's one thing I did notice because I watched like one or two games of Tech. I didn't do a full report on him, but like hair on fire is what I kind of thought of. Like he plays like that. Like he's a crazy man on the field. Like he just goes all out every play. And I think Dan Quinn really covets that. He's like, look, if you go hard every play and you're a good athlete, I can do something with you because that means you're willing to work. Like if you're willing to work every single play on the field, I know you're willing to work off the field too. So Dan Quinn is like, I can take you, I can mold you, I can make you into a great player. And
this is where, if you're a Falcons fan, this is where you really have to trust Dan Quinn and the coaches.
Yeah,
you trusted him so far. Trust this type of move. I mean, personally, the trade wasn't great, but they could have done worse. They could have traded up.
It's only a third. It's only a third. Come on.
Well, and
can we stop bringing up Jabril Peppers?
Dallas Taco Fall.
No, we can never. I'm gonna do the rant. It's still gonna happen, guys. We got time since we're not.
Dallas picked Taco, so maybe he was maybe Tack was someone that they were maybe looking at, and Dan Quinn said we got to get him before then.
If you think about it, I mean, look at the guys we also already have on the roster. Like Claiborne and Derek Shelby. They're the bigger, more powerful defensive ends. we really didn't have sort of a speed complement or something maybe in between to complement with Beasley. And I think, maybe Dan Quinn saw that and thought McKinley was a better fit for what he wants to run on nickel downs. And, as opposed to another big body that's going to be, maybe not as proficient as getting into the backfield quickly. And you have to think, too, here's the other thing to consider. When you look at the offenses we're going against, when you think about New Orleans, they're a quick strike offense. So you've got to get to the quarterback quickly. It can't just be about overwhelming the offensive line.
Right.
And that's something that, these guys coming around the edge can get.
Not to mention we're facing the athletic Cam Newton, who's as big as a defensive end.
Yeah.
Playing him twice. Like I said, fellas, I know some fans probably don't like it. I like the player.
Yeah.
Just don't like the trade a whole lot.
Right. Well, they must have gotten buzz that somebody was going to take him, like Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh was really interested in him.
I get Dallas, Green Bay, and Detroit were all in play for him.
Yeah.
So I just rewatched the rant that he had, and it just made me want to go run through a wall. So
okay,
I probably won't go to sleep tonight. So just letting you guys know.
You're pumped now? You're full pump.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, gotcha. Well, the rant was good. Check that out. I'm assuming it's on YouTube.
I know a lot of people also want to focus on his workouts at the combine. Let's keep in mind he had shoulder surgery in the offseason, so he performed at the combine with a bum shoulder. Now his 3-cone, which we all know Thomas Dimitroff was not great, but he has a 10-yard split of 1.61, which is fantastic.
Wow. Yeah,
pass rusher.
Yeah,
when you're talking about getting off at the snap and beating your opposing lineman, 1.61 is awesome.
Yeah,
that's crazy. For a guy that's 250.
People who talk about 40 time, I've said this before. At the point in time that you are relying on your defensive end's 40 time, something has gone wrong.
That means he's chasing somebody downfield. Yeah.
Just to add to that, he ran a 4.59 at the combine.
So he's not slow.
No, that's fine. That's really fast for a defensive end.
That's pretty fast for
Beasley ran a
250, 260.
Yeah, Beasley ran a 4.53, and that was the fastest edge 40 at the combine. So 4.59 is no slouch.
That at all.
Yeah.
If your defensive end is running a 4.59,
that's fast. That's why receiver speed. I mean, that's probably that's faster than what Juju Smith-Schuster ran, right?
Right. Faster than some receivers.
Yeah. Faster than the Vikings.
Not to sound cheesy, but isn't it pretty cool that all the Falcons are tweeting at Tack right now?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm not on Twitter right now, but I assume that's awesome. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I saw Sanu did. A couple other players had too, so
it's great.
You know what? I think the one thing that Dan Quinn has brought to this as well, it's not only the athletic profile he's looking for, it is that passion, the intensity that Dan Quinn brings to the defense. I think that's what he's looking for in Tack, and I think he probably looked at all these guys and thought, this guy has the mentality that I want in this locker room, and that's going to integrate into the current locker room the way he wants it to. So I think at this point, after 2 years in a Super Bowl appearance, Dan Quinn deserves the benefit of the doubt of the players that he picks until we're proven wrong.
Yeah.
Especially after the past two drafts. The past two drafts have been absolutely fantastic with the way they've worked out, and I think that's in part to the vision that Dan Quinn has put on his team.
Right.
I will also say this. Look, man, this defense has got a little faster. I'll tell you that. They got a little faster.
They need it.
We got a new defensive line coach and Bryant Young coming in or starting off year one. He gets his hands on an athlete like this.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Like that's why I think we thought.
Wow. So the Browns still not targeting away from quarterback
in the world. Man.
Who is going to throw to him?
Into the first to
Who's going to throw to him?
Not a quarterback. Who did they take?
Cutler.
Oh, Allen. Wow.
Is Hugh Jackson going to play quarterback?
Or Nate Peterman.
Wait, who did they?
Nate Peterman.
Who did they
Aaron
take?
Josh
Dobbs
Dobbs
for me.
Sorry for swearing. It's getting late.
Wow. Josh Dobbs in the later rounds, possibly. I don't know.
Who did they take?
David Njoku.
David Njoku. Man.
Yeah. God bless them, man. The Browns are scared to death of drafting quarterbacks in the first round now. I think that's what it
They're
is.
scarred for life. Wait, who got
They
picked?
really are.
Who got picked before Njoku?
Taco Charlton
That's
by
right.
the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We got Dave Njoku coming off the board. That's interesting. But
If you guys want to watch the rant again, Andrew Hathaway on Twitter just tweeted all of us with the video on it. So
Cool.
thanks to Andrew for that.
very cool. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting draft so far. I mean, yeah, I think you can't be upset with the tack pick. You could be upset with the trade. I could get on board with being upset about that. But as far as the player, like, I mean, I know people were saying he's a little stiff, like he doesn't bend well. I don't know if you can speak on that a little bit, Eric. Like, I've heard that maybe
On who?
on tack.
On tack?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things about him, his bend was not entirely likable by some analysts.
It's not great. No, it's not great.
But I will say he brings some characteristics to the table that a lot of DNs don't have nowadays. Like I said, man, that 1.61 split in a 10-yard split for a defensive end, that's great. That's all about get off and getting around the edge. So I think that's him having a bend. You can work on him.
Yeah.
And he has other athleticism traits. That's something you can work on. So we'll see how that goes.
Who would be a comparison for him, like a player now, if you could think of one?
Man,
you know what? NFL.com has him compared to Tom Bahali.
A more athletic
Tom Bahali.
A more
Vic
athletic
Beasley's
Willie Young.
10-yard split was 1.59 for reference.
Yeah, he's right up there with Beasley then.
A more athletic Willie Young comes to mind. And Willie Young is not that, he's not a great pass rusher, but he gets the job done.
Yeah.
At times. So like I said, you add some more athleticism, some more speed to that. That's what you get with Tack McKinley.
Yeah. Yeah, ideally he's better than Willie Young if you're trading up for him. But yeah, I mean, I think we can all trust in Quinn at this point. Like, I think last year people were still questionable, like, oh, I don't know if we can do this. We just drafted Neal over Miles Jack and all this, but we saw Quinn go out and get his guys last year, and they all panned out.
Yep.
I mean, virtually all of them panned out. Like Keanu Neal, top strong safety, one of the best strong safeties in the league. Deion Jones, one of the best inside linebackers in the league. Austin Hooper, didn't really splash, but he looks competent, and I think we'll see this year that he's probably top 10, top 15 tight end, and he'll do really well in the offense. Devondre Campbell comes in and starts a weak side linebacker, So I think he's earned our trust at this point.
One reason why I can't be too up in arms about it, a lot of people doubted the Keanu Neal pick last year. Going up and getting, a lot of people thought he was a second rounder, and look what happened. Look what happened with him.
Yeah.
So
And Deion Jones.
Right, and Deion Jones. So, I mean, when you get a guy who's athletic, and if he's your guy, I mean, I trust Quinn, man. I trust Quinn.
You got at this point, man. The guy's a success.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
Yeah.
Who is
So
Pittsburgh
it sounds like the
picking
49ers traded up to 31.
Yeah, they're getting Kaiser.
Oh, let's go, Shanny.
See, we
Let's
could
get
have.
Shanny.
So, would it have been better? Obviously we can't do this, but would it have been better, assuming that Pittsburgh doesn't take Derek Rivers here? We could take Derek Rivers at 30. We could have taken Derek Rivers at 31, or we could have traded down with San Francisco and picked up a bunch of other picks.
I don't know, man. I think Dallas would have gotten Tech. It seems like maybe that's kind of fishy to say, but there was interest there.
Yeah, I feel like Tack would have been gone by our pick. I'm not saying the Tack would have been there, but would it have been worth it to trade down with San Francisco and get Derek Rivers at like 34 or whatever?
Yeah.
It's just, dude, at this time tomorrow or whenever it's the third round, like tomorrow we're gonna be filming this. We're gonna be like, man, like the third round, nothing's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be so boring. Yeah. Hey,
So
less write-ups tomorrow.
Tabitha, if we're still watching, it looks like a team maybe trying to jump in front of the Saints where QB is concerned. So it'll be interesting to see if the 49ers are jumping up to take Kaiser.
Yeah, that could happen. I mean, I think they're taking Kaiser at 31. Like, I think it has to be Kaiser, right? I mean, I know we said it has to be a lot of things tonight. Like, it has to be Forrest Lamp at 26 and all this. I've been burned tonight by saying that, but, I think if you're trading back into the first, you're going up, like, what, 3 picks at that point? So it has to be a quarterback.
3 picks, yeah.
You're trying to get that fifth-year option, so.
Yeah.
Steelers,
Oh wow, T.J. Watt went to Steelers.
Yeah, I heard they were in on him.
Oh, wow.
Interesting pick.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the pick to actually register.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit, my bad, guys.
No, you're okay. Did you get it from Twitter?
One thing I will. No, I watch your stream now. Now
Okay,
the
yeah.
Falcons pick, so I really don't care about Twitter now. The Falcons have picked, but when you think about the D-line situation, because besides Beasley, they don't really have any athletes. Look at Claiborne, Shelby, if he's back there, Brooks Reed.
Yep.
Right.
Like, they don't have much speed. That's why I remember last year when Beasley was playing the spy role. I'm just like, oh man, I get why they're doing it, but it's not like they need him rushing the quarterback. They can't sacrifice him. So now, even if they got to sacrifice Beasley, you hope McKinley can make up for it. Now, you don't want Beasley spying a lot, but at the same time, who knows what the situation? Because look, they're going to play Rodgers and Russell Wilson again.
And what's good about that, Alan? McKinley had some spy roles at UCLA as well.
Nice.
Watch his film. There were times where he sat back and he played that, especially I think specifically when they played Colorado.
Yeah,
he spied a game. So he has the ability to do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember is we're not drafting him to be a primary pass rusher either. He's going to be paired with someone else. So
he's to the puzzle.
Yeah. So he's not out there by himself. He's going to be on the opposite end of another pass rusher, whether it's Beasley or he gets paired with Claiborne in nickel situations, what have you. We're not relying on him out of the gate as a 16 sack guy. So, but he's another athlete. He's another athlete that can step in if Vic needs to come off the field. He can fill that role of being that speed guy opposite the power guy. So I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And if you look at what adding Dontari Poe and having Grady Jarrett in there, like the versatility that you have along the defensive line now in certain situations, in terms of athleticism paired with size, like you. Especially if you look at where you were at 3 years ago, you're in really good shape with Tack and Vic and Grady and Don Terry and all those guys. T.J. Watt.
Yeah, T.J. Watt. Can we talk about him as being kind of one of the overhyped guys this year? Can we say that?
It's a very bleh pick.
So the Falcons nickel package, so it's going to be McKinley, Claiborne, Shelby, and Beasley. Maybe a little mixture with Jarrett and maybe Poe every now and then. That's pretty exciting.
I think Jarrett sets a good bit.
Yeah, Jarrett's going to be playing that 3-tech now mostly, I would think, with Poe here. So
yeah,
he'll probably stay on the. I mean, they'll probably put him in as much as they can because Jarrett's a beast.
49ers pick is in already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Deshaun Kaiser.
It's got to be.
We're going to commercial.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Why else would you trade into the first round?
I think it's
Suck it, Saints.
I take a look at Foster there.
Really?
You think it's Foster? Yeah.
Go get him, John Lynch.
Remember, Navarro Bowman is coming off an Achilles injury from last year.
That's what Jason Lockenfora says too. Would be shocked if 49ers did not make this trade to land Reuben Foster. But do you have to trade up into the first round to do that?
Yeah.
Hey, you never know, man.
They traded back twice already, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't that? Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
traded. They traded back into the first. I'm sorry, they traded back into the first.
Yeah. Because they traded down from 2, and then they traded back in.
Yeah.
They traded with their rival Seattle, which rarely happens. You don't often see something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Man, Seattle's just trained down.
Yep.
Well, they probably see that there's a good number of offensive linemen that are falling,
Yeah.
and there's no point in taking them in the first if you don't have to.
Yeah, like Lamp would have been here for the Falcons if they had waited.
All right.
Damn it, man. First Shaq lost it, now this. All my man crushes. Like, every year this happens to me.
I knew this would happen.
Xavier
I knew.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Here's a friendly reminder that we can't draft every single player that we want.
That's true.
Right. This is very true.
Yes, we can.
We can. It just
Come on, DW.
Or else we would have gotten Shaq Lawson, Miles Jack, Keanu Neal,
Jadavion Clowney.
sounds great. Let's do
Todd
this.
Gurley.
Yeah.
Jadavion Clowney,
Jay Ajayi.
Matt Ryan.
Ajayi.
I mean, we're clearly setting up for a
Glenn
sign and
Dorsey?
trade for Jabril Peppers, right?
Yeah. Well, they're just taking Jabril Peppers so they can trade him to us, and then they can get a pick back for him.
Yeah, someone in the chat said, I can't believe Dalvin Cook hasn't been drafted yet. I'm kind of surprised, too. And honestly, I think it came down to that the teams that needed running backs either went with the two guys above him, Christian McCaffrey and Fournette, and the other teams that also needed running back had needs that were higher on their boards. So
Yeah.
I think Cook will be taken in, probably the first 10, 15 picks of the second round at this point.
Mm. Probably. He'll be an early second-round pick, I would say. It just seems like teams were scared off by the quote-unquote character stuff. Who knows how much of that is legit or not, but...
Yeah, Chris Landry mentioned that today, too. He was on a 680 earlier, and that's one of the things that he mentioned was he's actually heard some rumblings that the character issues might be more of a concern for Dalvin Cook than they are for Joe Mixon, which is surprising.
Yeah,
That is surprising.
That's a hot
That's
take.
very. That's it was.
That's a scorching take.
My radio was melting as I was driving to work. But yeah, so that I thought that was interesting.
There
Reuben
you go,
Foster.
Johnny
Did you say
Lynch.
Reuben
There you
Foster?
go.
Did you just say Froster?
Reuben Randall.
Reuben Foster.
Reuben Froster.
Wow. So now the question becomes, what did the Saints do?
Yeah, there you go. They could take. Kaiser's there for him. I wonder, does this make Cleveland like the smartest of all if Kaiser's there for them in the second round?
That would be insane.
It depends on where. Well, you got to keep in mind, where did it come up on the board tomorrow? Because you have in front of them, you have the Jets, you have Jacksonville still on the board. Who else is still out there?
This says round 2: Green Bay, Seattle, Jacksonville, Chicago.
You know what? I don't even think. Let's see, because Arizona comes up before them tomorrow.
Right.
He may not even pass Arizona.
Yeah, they're probably just going to trade up again and not take Deshaun Kaiser.
They got the
Exactly.
picks to do so. They have the picks to do so.
So
Dude, that
who are
Jabril Peppers
some
better.
Second round targets.
some second round targets? Yeah. What are we looking at there?
Yeah, obviously a guard like Dan Feeney. He's
It's
probably
hard.
there. Yeah, Dan Feeney, Pat Elflein, Dorian Johnson, probably all players they'd like to see available at 31. Then there's a pretty good chance one of those three makes to 31, but you never know. I mean, Forrest Lamp is still on the board, so that really helps the case that one of those guys will be there at 31. Maybe in some dream world, Forrest Lamp makes it to 60. What is it? 64, 63? Can't remember. It's one of those
Watch
things.
New Orleans pick Lamp just to completely destroy me, Kevin.
ruin
Oh
my-
no, DW.
Don't do
No.
this. Now you've spoken it into existence. It's all your fault now. If they take Forrest Lamp, I'm gonna blame you. Yep. Jesus. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, I could see them if some other really good player falls, like if Evan Engram's there when we pick, I could see them. There was apparently rumored interest, today, which is probably just smokescreen. But if he's there, in the late second,
I don't want the Falcons to get Dorian Johnson because he went to Pitt, and I just don't want to hear it.
yeah, you don't want to hear about it. You don't want to hear about it from Aaron, right? Aaron would probably go crazy if they drafted a Pitt player. How many Pitt players?
Someone else
have
on
actually
Twitter
been Falcons?
noticed him saying Reuben Foster.
Yeah, I swear he said Reuben Foster. Like it's not even a hard name. Like he probably pronounced Takaris and McKinley just fine, but he messed up Reuben Foster. How are you gonna do this, Goodell? How are you gonna do this to us?
Vaughn says Falcons GM Thomas Dimitroff said he feels comfortable with the first-round pick Takk McKinley coming off shoulder surgery. Doesn't believe it will hold him back in the 2017 season. DQ loves McKinley's get-off and the way he beats opponent to the punch. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I would hope that he's a little more than comfortable with the first-round pick since you traded a third round. You know, at least give us a little excitement, TD. You know.
Here we go.
Who?
Ryan Ramczyk.
Another tackle.
Zach Strife's replacement.
Yeah.
Ramczyk was the number one tackle on some boards.
Yeah.
They took him over Cam Robinson.
Yep.
Is he worth I mean, it's a 30-second pick, obviously, but is he a?
Yeah, he's a late first.
Yeah.
If anything, this helps the run offense in New Orleans, especially when you're talking about getting Peterson. So,
right.
This is a solid pick. You know what?
Zach Strief is getting up there in years, so
yeah.
They moved Andres Pete to guard, right?
You may not hear a lot from me in regards to this, but the Saints did pretty solid in their first round. I mean, they did all right.
Yeah, I mean,
they may move up.
It's a steal at that.
They may move up to 8-8 this year.
I mean, right.
It might move the needle for them a little bit.
Or DW 7-8-1. Whichever.
Right.
Improvement.
If you want insight into the Falcons picks, Kelsey Conway at Falcons Kelsey is at the press conference and is tweeting quotes and such from that. So that's pretty interesting.
All
DQ
right.
said Takk is, quote, all day tough.
All day.
Fantastic.
Yes, that's visible from watching his interview.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
That's it. Yep.
We survived, boys.
That is the end of the first round. We made it. We survived. Jabril Peppers was not the pick. So we made it. We're all mostly sober, right? Except for DW.
Yeah, I'm never sober.
Yeah, that's a given. So
DW was surprisingly coherent this whole time.
Very much so.
Thanks, Alan.
That was a great job by all of us staying sober for this podcast.
Kevin, are we gonna hit up Facebook Live with a?
What are we gonna call it? The Falcoholic After Party, 2017.
The quick analysis on Facebook Live.
The hashtag quick analysis.
I gotta call it a night.
No, you're good. You're good, Eric.
Same here.
You guys are good.
Yep. Thanks
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, guys.
You guys take it easy.
Falcoholics.
Adios.
All of you, thanks for joining us tonight. It was an interesting first round. Hopefully we'll be able to do this in the future. Maybe next year we'll come back and do it again. We thank all of y'all for joining us. I hope all of our guests had a good evening tonight, had a good time on the show. And from me, Kevin Knight, thank you guys for joining and following us tonight. We really appreciate you. And have a good night. And Jabril Peppers was not the pick. So, good draft. Good draft so far, guys. All right.
Peace.
Everyone, have a good night. We'll see you. We'll see you on the site.